Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Longtime Watcher, First Time Writer. I am, as always, your host, King Fats the 95th, and I am here once again with my wonderful longtime watch. Nope, bleh. Y'all are my first time writers. You are Action Shakespeare,
Long time writer.
B Drops,
This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
and the Magical Well Gopher.
Hello, this is my first time at the rodeo.
Welcome.
I need assistance.
Oh, I'd be happy to help.
What is happening?
It's the rodeo.
We've descended.
Yeah, we've been
Junior
podcasting
rodeo
for,
daredevils.
we've
Texas
been
style.
podcasting this episode for way too long. We've descended.
We just started. We're a minute in.
It's been
Yes.
an entire minute and a half.
Boy.
Riding.
Brain's absolutely just broken. Which,
What?
I mean, I guess that's fair because we got some wild episodes that we're going to be working on. Today we will be talking about Kamen Riders episode 36 and 37, the revived mummy monster Egyptus, and the poison gas monster Torikubuto's Operation G. These are some weird-ass episodes. But before we get to the weird episodes, we'll get to the one thing that's normal on this podcast, and that's the death count with B-Drops.
Death is normal. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a natural part of life.
It really is. And boy howdy, in these past two episodes, it was an extremely normal part of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Particularly in episode 34. Sorry, I had to go back because I was like, is that number right? That seems crazy.
Yeah.
No. That's right. Kamen Rider has 24 kills in episode 34 alone.
Alone? Holy
Yeah.
shit!
I was like, I wrote this I wrote this down earlier. So, it wasn't right before the podcast, so I was like, did I make a mistake and not go back and revise it? Nope. That was 24. It was because he was going nuts with the swords in episode 34. Absolutely bonkers wild. He had
Oh, yeah.
3 whole sword fights in episode 34.
Yeah, okay. I honestly forgot episode 34 for a bit. So you said 24 kills in one episode, and I was like, is that right? But yeah,
Yes, 24 kills in one episode,
Yeah,
all
wow.
for Kamen Rider.
Jeez.
Those are accounted for by slashing and stabbing a bunch of people and blowing up a plane.
Oh, yeah, he sure
He
did.
sure,
He
he sure did blow up that plane.
shoulder checked
sure
the
did.
fuck
Oh,
out of
yeah.
that plane.
It was incredible. 35 was much milder. We had a tie in episode 35 with both Kamen Rider and Shocker getting 3 kills.
Okay.
I reevaluated the scene wherein a Shocker Mook gets killed by the trap wall. And as much as I wanted to give that to Kamen Rider or Taki, neither of them really had a hand in that. They didn't push him under that, they didn't trap him under that. They literally just ran away and then the wall fell down. And there's also a part of me that is just amused by the shocker on shocker violence that pervades this series.
That's fair.
And so I gave that to them. But that leaves us with a total of 26 kills for Kamen Rider in episode 34 and 35, leaving us with Hayato at a grand total of 165 kills out of 217 for Team Kamen Rider.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy crap.
So we had a significant jump these past couple episodes. Shocker got a tiny increase of 3 in total, leaving them at 109 total. No new miscellaneous kills this time around, but look out for the kill count next episode.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a little different.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with 30 total kills for both episodes, and a grand total of 346 deaths as of episode 35.
346?
346.
Okay. We may still hit. We may still break 400 by episode 40. I'm not so sure. We've basically got 2 more episodes. Or actually, we've got 2 more episodes before 40. So we gotta get another about 60 kills, which is doable, especially since we're talking about kills overall, but whether it actually happens or not, we'll see.
We're just going to have like another busload of people get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we almost
But
did.
wow. Yeah.
We almost did have a room full of people get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, let's...
I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. But
Let's go
we'll
ahead
get
and
to
get
that.
into it. Yeah. Because, yeah, that was episode 37, so we'll get to that. But let's go ahead and start with episode 36. The revived mummy monster Egyptus. Its air date was December 4th, 1971. It's officially December.
Nice.
How
Christmas.
nice. Merry Christmas. We're not quite at Christmas yet. I don't think we're probably... Actually, it's weekly, so yeah, there will probably be at least an episode Christmas week.
A very Kamen Rider Christmas.
I want a Kamen Rider Christmas special.
Aw,
You know,
that'd be so
that does
good.
sound like it would be fun. There are a lot of, like, more modern Kamen Riders now will make a point to acknowledge Christmas during, like, an episode, and it's a lot of fun. So it'd be very nice if there was, like, a old 1971 Kamen Rider Christmas special. No
Kamen
plot.
Rider and Santa are the same person.
I mean, sometimes.
So-
No plot, unfortunately, on the wiki, but there is a little synopsis, so let's get into that. Shocker resurrects the mummy Egyptus to get him to tell them where a fortune in gold is hidden. Because he can only speak ancient Egyptian, they try to kidnap a historian to translate his speech. Yeah, that was a fun little plot point for this episode. So yeah, the episode opens up with some Shocker goons bringing in a big stone sarcophagus, inside of which is housed this ancient Egyptian mummy monster Egyptus.
And the facility was prepared ahead of time because they already
Yep.
have a Sphinx mural on the wall.
Yeah, they knew what this Shocker base was for. Again,
for
that
mummies.
Sphinx mural was dope. Constantly with the cool ass murals at Shocker. So yeah, they get this Egyptian mummy monster Egyptus out, and they spend apparently 5 days doing
Count
life
'em.
transfusion surgery on him.
We get a fun electro sign to display
Yeah.
that just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
5
as the
days.
narrator says, several days passed. But yes, they are able to bring Egyptus back to life, and unfortunately, apparently Egyptus can understand Japanese, but he can't speak it.
On your point of the narrator, also, I will say these 2 episodes have introduced a new thing where the narrator just seems to be taking just complete center stage on explaining the plot to the audience, and it's not like, oh, we forgot to write it. It's like there's points where people will be saying nothing just so they can fill in time for the narrator to explain.
He wanted a bigger role. He was like, "Look, I want more lines, or I'm gonna fucking quit."
my kid's wedding's coming up. I need a little extra money, please.
Yeah,
Can
come
you
on.
just throw me some lines?
Throw me a bone, dog.
Throw me a bone. Speaking of, I don't have a good segue.
That's fair.
I was gonna
No.
turn
Yes,
throw
bone.
into angry somehow,
Oh,
but the
Yeah, I'll tell you
The
what. Egyptius
concept-
is throwing something, and that's a goddamn tantrum.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum. I don't understand why it's suddenly such a big deal that Egyptians can't speak Japanese, despite being able to understand it. That seems like just the nature of existence for half of Shocker cyborgs.
Mhm.
A lot of them don't speak, but they can understand.
Mhm.
This one is even a step further, I guess, in regards to intelligence, in that I completely believe this one can become Japanese literate.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
With a little
Because, I
work.
mean, it just already understands Japanese. Just be like, okay, here's some hiragana, look at this chart. For whatever reason, you already understand, like, the language. So you learn these letters, and you write out the location for us on a piece of paper. Here's a Sharpie. Go nuts.
Time
But
is of the essence.
no. Are you kidding? They spent 5 days on clown surgery. They can't spend one afternoon teaching this guy a 20-something letter alphabet.
You think Egyptus he's 4,000 years old. You think he's gonna learn Japanese in one afternoon?
Yes.
He already knows the language, is the thing.
I guess that's fair.
Like, it's not like they're teaching him Japanese from scratch. They're just like, this is how you write the character for this sound. Japanese is an incredibly phonetically simple language.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's fair. It's, yeah.
But he has to write his memories down in hieroglyphics.
Keep a diary, dude.
He has to. Well, they can't translate the hieroglyphics.
Yeah, that's the problem is none of them speak hieroglyphics. I know I
That's
don't
what the-
speak hieroglyphics. Do you, B?
Give me an afternoon.
Damn. B's brain wrinkly as fuck.
Alright, see you next
Yeah, I
week.
believe it.
Nice. Squishy and smooth like a blobfish on land.
Doubt.
See you next time, folks, when B learns perfect Egyptian.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait for B to do next episode's intro and death count in perfect Egyptian. It's gonna be great.
That's bad for accessibility for our
I-
viewers.
We'll
Well-
do it in both.
See,
Yeah.
this is another thing where I'm gonna say, hey B, you don't actually have to do that. Because I feel like you might.
If I had the time to do it, you know I would.
Yeah, that's fair. There's
I'd
a
be
lot of wild
impressed.
stuff we would do for this podcast if we had the time.
Google Translate.
Yeah, just
Put the pussy to Scarmophagus. Hits the button.
so so yeah, they've all Egyptus knows where this they said they were like priceless gems that were worth like 1 billion yen or like a half a billion yen or something like that.
Which is weird for priceless gems, but
You priced them.
Yeah. God damn it, you ruined my priceless gems. Why'd you price them? So they need someone who's going to be able to interpret this angry Egyptian monster's flailings and pointings and yoga fire.
Yeah. Immediately
Yeah,
burns a shocker goon down to his pants.
Yep, right down to his fucking jorts. I did appreciate the scene of, you know, we've had a lot of like, hey, shocker monster, test your powers now scenes where, you know, so that way we can find out what the shocker monster does. It was kind of nice to have one instance where it was just, fuck you, I'm doing it. Ah.
He's scared.
Really did throw a little bit of a fit.
Jeez. I mean, like, literally every scene he's in, he looks like he's throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, that's like his
Oh.
mode.
Speaking of which, should we talk about what this guy looks like?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into him a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but I personally actually really dug all of the parts of this costume. It's in general pretty freaking solid.
Yeah. I like it, and I feel like it can be generally pretty quickly summarized as angry Horus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angie face, but on a horse.
Yeah. He's angry, he's textured, he's Horus.
Got a good, nice kind of blue and gold color scheme with some red accents on his armbands and his neck thing. Yeah, I don't know. Just all in all, this is pretty solid. I like the kind of weird texturing on the bodysuit.
ooh, yeah.
I don't really know how to describe it. It's just I just like the way it looks.
It's
Moldy.
Yeah, a little
Or
bit.
rocks.
I think they're trying to like do like the reassembled like pottery or stone
Oh,
fragments
yeah.
like of a tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to invoke that idea.
I wouldn't be too
Ancient
surprised
Egypt.
if that's what they were going for. But yeah, it looks pretty good, all things considered.
He looks old and broken, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, this is just I like his bird beak. I like his angry eyes.
I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but I feel like his arms look a little big.
It's probably they might have padded it a bit, which might be why he could only look like he was throwing a tantrum.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I wouldn't
like-
be
I wouldn't be
surprised if they
surprised.
padded it a little. I think it's also part of the effect of like the big red armbands as well.
Mm.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I just can't help but wonder if he's supposed to look big, strong, manny,
It's supposed to be all fucking yoked.
like Horace is.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I just love the designs of ancient Egypt. So I really do like this suit.
Yeah, that's.
Mm.
I mean, the ancient Egyptian aesthetic is always a classic, and so you know, anyone who tries to kind of adhere to that design philosophy, as it were, is usually going to be a win. And
You know what? Oh, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
I was just saying, you know what occurs to me with shocker designs?
Hit me with it.
They all probably have a noticeable seam between top and bottom piece, and that's probably why they all have shocker
Oh.
belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they really made it work.
No, they make it work, and
Yeah.
it does the job, but it just sort of occurred to me that's probably why. And I think on this picture of what's his face? I forgot what they called them. Sorry, mummy. The mummy's
Egyptus.
alive.
Egyptus.
Egyptus, of course. Why
Oh,
would
wait.
yeah, mummy's alive, man.
Mum Ra. Yeah, it looks like he kind of hiked the belt up a little too much, and there's just some blank space that was for the middle bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Also, looking at this other picture reminded me that we got the return of our boy, Chufty Shocker Commando.
Yes.
He got to come back with some lines. We hadn't
So
seen him in a
happy.
while. So always nice to see a good fun background character like him appear again.
Missed him.
Yeah, it was nice. What we hadn't seen him since the Jelly
Oh,
Doll
what was
episode,
the-
right?
Jelly Doll, yes.
Yeah.
That was kind of his big debut,
Mhm.
wasn't it?
The big debut of Chufty Salty.
I hope he went on to do more acting.
I do too.
Yeah.
Or at least more stunt work, because that's more
Yeah.
likely what he is.
Probably. Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
We cut to Shocker going after a historian who we find out is named Dr. Ono.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ono indeed. Because some bad shit happens to this dude. Shocker is saying if you come with us you won't be harmed, but he obviously resists and tries to run away. And this prompts Egyptus to attack him, which leads to a scene I personally just really enjoyed. Because Egyptus hits him with the yoga fire, right? And so this guy gets all burnt up in the back. And one of the Shocker goons goes and they once overs him and goes, he's dead. And then they immediately go back to Egyptus and they're like, Colonel Soul said he wanted him alive. You weren't supposed to attack. And it's just
bad mummy.
yeah, exactly. Because Egyptian says something, but they can't understand what. So it was really just like a very oh god damn it, bad dog.
Yeah.
You weren't
Hits the
supposed to
newspaper.
bite that.
The communication barrier, the language barrier, is just really amusing in this episode, particularly given the understanding that Egypt just does understand everything he's told.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't
he's just-
care.
He's willfully belligerent,
Oh, yeah.
and it delights me.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like willfully belligerent is the only way to describe a 4,000-year-old monster.
It's
I,
like,
I guess that's fair.
yeah, with this language barrier in mind, Egyptus just makes no effort to not speak as much. He is constantly talking.
He's talking shit the whole episode. It's like he knows you can't tell what he's saying, so he's just saying the most gnarly shit. Like this dude does
Canceled.
not stop talking, and he does not stop gesturing, and it's great.
It's all he's got.
That's all he's got. Yeah.
At the risk of all sounding extremely racist, these
Hey,
are just
look.
the sounds he made.
Yeah, really.
Sort of.
I mean, yeah, more or less.
It kind of reminded me of ham noises.
A little
A
bit,
little bit,
yeah.
What up?
There's the point when we were watching where Shake said, "There's a hamster in there."
There was.
Okay,
I
so
was wondering
that's
what that
what
was
she
in
meant.
reference to, and now
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, so unfortunately, Dr. Ono is, he has had himself an Ono, but he's not quite as dead as that
No.
Shocker Good thought he was.
That Shocker was very confident in his assertion, and then the doctor immediately gets up.
Yeah,
He's a
immediately-
shocker goon, not a medic.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. He doesn't have like field medical training. He just kind of saw that dude get his whole back piece burnt up and was like, "Well, that's a corpse. Bad dog."
That's fair, I think. Honestly, you see a man get burned alive and you think, well, bad.
Yeah.
Especially when they're being quiet about it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because this man is still alive, and he's just like, not gonna even make a single noise.
Very, very good playing possum.
Yeah.
Would have gotten rolled up if I went for that cover.
Mhm.
That's a wrestling joke.
Yeah, so,
But,
yeah, we do those sometimes. And
I
by
don't know what
sometimes
you're
I mean constantly.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know that all men, that you say that all men are created equal.
Yeah,
But
it's
if
true.
you look at Egyptus and you look at Kamen Rider, you can see that statement is not true.
Yeah, that's true. You see,
I
Egyptus
get that
speaks ancient
reference.
Egyptian, and Kamen Rider doesn't. That's the
Bottom
I know
line.
one wrestling joke.
congratulations, Pete. We're proud of
Yeah.
you.
Same. That's why I continually use that one.
Well, it never gets old.
Yeah, it's also the
Really
best
doesn't.
one.
It's the best one.
It's so good. God bless you, Scott Steiner. I don't know what you're doing
It's the
right now,
best-
but hope you're doing good.
I definitively know it's the best one, despite the fact that I just confessed it's the only one I know.
I mean, it
What
really.
else do I need?
Okay,
I
I
can't-
guess I'm sure there's some good Makihito jokes.
Probably. But yeah, I just like off the top of my head, I really can't think of a wrestling joke better than Steiner math is the thing.
I mean, it's a joke now. I think the unfortunate reality was
That's-
Scott Steiner, I think, was delivering it 100% seriously.
That's one
I
of the
mean,
reasons why
probably.
it's good.
Yeah.
The funniest thing in wrestling is when they're not trying to be funny. Like,
Yeah, usually.
when they try to be funny, it's unbearable.
Yeah, it usually doesn't pan out so
Unless
great.
you're New Day.
But that's just because the New Day are legitimately
Yeah.
very funny people.
What about the
That's
gobbledygook?
See, that's the problem with the gobbledygooker.
Is that was that played straight?
Oh yeah.
What?
Kind of? Oh, yeah. Oh, you could go into a whole story about the, I don't know if straight's the right word for that, but it was
That's
definitely in, like, played as a way, as something that Vince thought would genuinely be fun and entertaining to a crowd, and not
Mhm.
just a stupid man in a turkey costume. I mean, the
Yeah.
Ant Queen. What? Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
It's
So old Dr. Ono, he's not quite as dead as we thought he was, and so he crawls himself to a phone booth, and he calls one of his colleagues, Dr. Goda, to warn him that Shocker is probably going to be coming after him. Because Shocker had killed one of his other colleagues, Dr. Nishida, previously. They've gone after him, so it stands to reason. Goda, being another expert in ancient Egyptian history as well, is probably going to be next in line. Just before Dr. Ono passes away, he draws this symbol in very thin red marker on the wall of the phone booth that he is in. When who should happen to stumble across his corpse but Hayato seems to be at the right place at the right time, Ichimonji, who is just here for some reason.
He was getting a Slurpee. 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Slurpee, yeah.
Yo, I could go for a 3 a.m. Slurpee. Oh my god.
Well, you
you
gotta
have to
wait
wait
a
a
little
few
bit.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
but that sounds delightful, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, honestly.
does.
Look,
It's been a
I've
long
been
time.
there.
Man, I miss having people to do that with.
Right.
Boy howdy.
Hopefully,
We'll have to do it
hopefully
together
one day.
in spirit.
Yeah.
Everybody just
Everyone,
FaceTime
flash
and
mob
this-
your local 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
everyone, jump onto the Discord call. Get Slurpees through Discord.
Go get on Discord mobile. Go to your local 7-Eleven. Get a Slurpee.
Send us pictures of your Slurpee.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I
When-
guess if you want
and
to.
Slurpee machine broke.
Plug
Get
it back
some
in.
Slim Jims or some
Oh.
Pringles.
Or if,
what do people
or
get at
if you're-
7-Eleven?
If you're lucky, a canned G Fuel.
Ooh,
Ooh, a canned G Fuel.
Canada
Not
G
sponsored.
Fuel, not sponsored, but could be.
Not sponsored, but could be. Hit
G-
us
yeah,
up, G
G
Fuel.
Fuel.
Come here.
G Fuel, I've gotten all my friends to drink you.
G-
Please give me a sponsorship.
Fuel,
Well,
turn on your
I
location.
have yet to partake.
Damn it, I failed.
We'll get you.
But you just gotta send me some.
One of us. One of us. But yeah, so Hayato comes across Ono's corpse, and he sees that the symbol that Ono drew, near to him's corpses.
Yes.
Yeah, we're keeping that take. Is very
This is-
similar to the symbol that was found next to another person, again, Dr. Nishida, who had been murdered the night before. So he calls up Taki. He's like, hey, I want you to investigate this here symbol that I found to figure out what's going on, because I think these two murders are related to each other. After that scene, we see that Dr. Goda's son, because Dr. Goda has his son, Yuji, his son is actually the one who tells him that he has a phone call. I actually really enjoyed that bit, because it looks like Dr. Goda is like asleep in his chair at his desk, and like probably the phone woke Yuji up, and like he probably sat in bed for a couple of minutes waiting to hear it get answered, and then he didn't, so he was like, all right, Dad's asleep in his chair again, I gotta go. And he walked over in his little jammies and he was like, Dad, wake up, it's the phone.
I don't know. Dad is sitting right next to the phone too.
He's right next to it. Yeah, so he's got to be
This
like
kid
out.
Kid comes from all the way across the house, and then he wakes up.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, sometimes you got to say something.
I figured Egyptus
I
would
love-
have gotten him by then.
You'd think.
I love a couple things about this scene. First of all, the very over-the-top way in which they are extremely invested in telling you that this man is an Egyptologist by putting, like, stolen artifacts in his home. Two, how, like, the corner of a cubicle his home looks outside of these artifacts.
Yeah.
There's, like, no wallpaper or paint or anything. Like, the fireplace is fake, and the phone is sitting on top of the fireplace.
Yeah, you don't
In
put
the
your phone.
cord. No! In the cord of the phone is dangling down in the direction of the fireplace. As if the cord plugs in somewhere to the other side of the fireplace instead of on the side that the phone is actually sitting. I don't know. I also like that these two are just like quintessential pajamas.
Yeah.
The father's in the wooden chair
Absolutely.
with his like lounge robe, and the kid comes in with his
With the blue striped jammies.
bananas in pajamas, blue stripes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Truly the quintessential platonic ideal of pajamas going on right here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very good. I also I did just appreciate because like as someone who has been there, like his dad starts talking on the phone with Dr. Ono, and like Ono mentions Egyptus, and like Dr. Goda just like really quickly he like grabs the phone and he's like, Yuji, go ahead and go to bed. And Yuji's exact response is, all right, good night, Dad.
Yeah, like his alarmed response. He's like, oh, Egyptus. Oh God. Oh no. Son, go to bed. All right, Dad.
All right, okay.
It's like this is
You
a
and your
normal.
mummy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
This
because
is a normal
probably, yeah, like,
occurrence.
just a little bit. I've been there as far as just like have to wake a parent up. They start talking about adult shit. Hey, you can go to bed now. Cool, bye. I'd like very much so. My next goal was to peace out of here. So thank you for permission. I'm out.
I'm so tired of you and your phone calls keeping me up all night,
Yeah,
Dad.
I got work in the morning. All right, these shapes are not going to color themselves, Father.
I have to get up early to fill in my vacation journal for my class. It's a whole thing.
And then
okay,
I've got
Dad?
calisthenics in the morning.
I got
I've
a
I'm trying to get all those stamps.
I've got a
I
busy
got a
schedule.
math sheet. It's got 2 + 2 on it, and I need to have that on my teacher's desk by 9. How am I supposed to do that? Just...
And any sleep.
Not getting any sleep in this goddamn house.
Kind of shit in Japan.
Anyways, Egyptus. I just wanted to. I needed to bring up Egyptus and the name
Okay.
Egyptus.
This
Who is
was
this?
Egyptus.
Mhm.
Who is this mummy? And why was he named after all of Egypt?
Well, you see, he's
Yeah.
he's the so we get like 2 different conflicting statements in the episode, because at this beginning part of the episode they say that he knows the location of King Titmouse the Third or whatever that
Yeah.
pharaoh's name is.
Thutmose.
Thutmose. Thank you.
Titmouse.
Titmouse.
That's what it looked like.
He's Titmouse now.
Yeah.
Also,
We
we
can't take that
apologize, or at least I apologize for any mispronunciation. I'm not too versed on pronunciation of ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Me neither. Also, I apologize if this is an actual historical figure.
It is.
That okay? I didn't actually
What
look that
about
up. I know
Egyptus?
they treated it as it was.
Since we name dropped it, I'd like to point out. Or actually,
Hit me with it.
Mhm.
finish your thought first, B. Mine's less consequential.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I don't. If this is an actual historical figure, I apologize. Clearly, they weren't really taking a respectful historical lens of this figure.
Yeah.
We are cracking jokes about this fictional characterization of them, not the person. Anyway.
So he was reigning from 1479 to 1425 BC.
That's
Um,
I don't know why I'm saying that's surprisingly recent. I don't actually know.
it is surprisingly recent because if you do the math, that's about 3,500 years old.
Mm.
So I don't know where they're getting this 4,000-year-old mummy. They must be rounding up hard.
Hey, look, maybe it. Okay, well, so that kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, at this early point in the episode, they treat the monster Egyptus and King Tutmosis III as if they are 2 separate entities. But then later on in the episode, they make it seem like Egyptus is King Tutmosis.
I believe that is the takeaway of it.
Yeah, that was my general takeaway of it. But doing the quick rewatch I had to do to write down our own little synopsis here, I was like, yeah, that's like the specific wording at the beginning of the episode is that he knows the location of King Tutmosis' treasure that he sent to Japan, not that like he is King Tutmosis and thus he would obviously know. So I don't know. It was weird. It was weird how initially they treated Egyptus like he was just like his own separate thing, and then later on they were like, no, they're the same person. Of course they're the same person. Why would you even question if they're the same person or not?
That's fair. I don't know if it's some of the localization. I was also curious about the way they phrased. Particularly, they said that they resurrected an old monster from Egypt specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spend a lot of the first part of the
Oh.
episode referring to Egyptus as a 4,000-year-old monster.
Ancient Egyptian shocker made their
Yeah.
own cyborgs.
Maybe. I
And
don't
then
know.
it died and they buried it.
And I don't know anything about this figure historically, so I don't know if they were known for being, like, a really horrible person. Maybe.
According to Wikipedia, becoming the sole pharaoh of the kingdom after deaths of Thutmose II and Hatshepsut, created the largest empire Egypt has ever seen, with no fewer than 17 campaigns being conducted, and he conquered lands from the Naya kingdom in northern Syria to the Fourth Cataract in the Nile in Nubia.
Well, conquering is bad, but
Yeah.
a lot of civilizations
So,
look
yeah.
fondly upon it when it's in their favor.
Yeah. At the very least was an aggressive conqueror. At
Yeah.
least. So.
Explains why he was so shoot first, ask questions later with Dr. Ona.
Although I don't think that much thought was bringing into that.
Almost assuredly not. But
well,
yeah.
it's an interesting thought either way.
Yeah. So Yuji having been sent off, after we get Hayato in upon the scene, we hear that, oh no, Yuji is being kidnapped. Oh no, go help, Dad. Except he doesn't help in time. And so he shows up and Yuji is just gone. And Shocker uses its new... I don't know what even to call this as far as technology, truly. All I know is somehow they get a Shocker image up on this dude's TV screen. And they show that they have kidnapped Yuji and they've got him in a trap, and if Dr. Goda does not cooperate with them, they're gonna kill his son, as is Shocker's MO.
Welp.
Yeah, poor Yuji. Still in his
Poor
jammies, too.
Yuji.
Dad, please help.
But,
Papa, tasukete, kawaii.
Yeah.
Baba.
Unfortunately,
can't have a Goro.
yeah, we can't all be Goro, unfortunately, and so Yuji's child acting. I mean, Yuji is young. Like, this is obviously a pretty little kid.
Like a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
younger maybe.
Yeah, so I'm.
Which I find amusing, given something else that happens around. Was this the point? No, it was later. Never mind. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking of something we see later regarding this kid.
I'm very curious.
Just to not be too vague, he's got decent handwriting for a tiny baby.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
For a real little kid, his handwriting's not terrible. But we'll get to that later. Although, just to speak of stuff that happens later on in the episode, I did want to call out, because it's kind of something that just occurred to me now. This poor kid spends the entire episode in his jammies.
Yeah.
Yeah?
This
I hope
kid's
they're
kidnapped
comfortable.
for like a day and a half, still in the jams.
I have mixed feelings. On one hand, it's nice to be comfortable as you possibly can while being held hostage, I suppose.
Mhm.
On the other hand, I would be kind of embarrassed to be kidnapped in my pajamas.
Yeah,
Is
right?
that just me? Like, can I hold on? Can I get dressed first?
Yeah.
Would that be all right?
I'll tell you what,
depends.
it'd be extra rough for me, because I personally sleep in just my underwear. So it'd be like, yo, can I get like a shirt or something?
I'm sticking to this torture table, please.
I'm going to
Yeah, really.
I'm going to out myself here as someone who I keep pajamas for a while, so like if it's some of the more recent pajamas, fine, you know? It's mostly good. But like I have some that are just like basically shorts because they're so tattered, but like so I don't know. Depends on which pajamas.
I
That's
just kind
fair.
of throw on shorts and a shirt. I'm usually sleeping in the shirt I was wearing before.
Yeah, I feel
Change it later when I take a shower.
That's fair.
you just never get out of your pajamas, and then you can already go to bed.
Yeah, that's my secret gap. I'm always in my pajamas. It's just what I wear around the house now. It's
I
usually
haven't gone
some shorts
outside
and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I haven't gone outside for recreational purposes in like.
I pick up
besides
the food
once.
in those. It doesn't matter. You can kidnap
McDonald's
me if you
drive-thru
want.
doesn't care.
Yes, that's true. But they do care if you're just sitting in your underwear, so I gotta at least put on pants.
Throw on a crop top.
Coward.
Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Just throw
It's
like
hot.
just throw a blanket on.
Put on some band-aids. You're covering what you need to. Let's go to the drive-thru.
I don't know, B. I mean, I'd need a couple band-aids.
Well, you can get the larger ones.
All right.
Little patches for your knees or whatever they're for.
Yeah, my knees.
They're at the knees this time.
Well, you're not gonna put them on your knees, but anyway.
I'll make sure I get ones with tassels.
Man, I got a flyer in one of my mangas for something like that once.
What?
Gosh.
Why are you getting that in your manga?
Nothing. Never
Don't worry
mind.
about it.
Okay.
But also, Shakes, send me that flyer. Anyway.
It might be in a box somewhere.
Nice.
I was too amused.
Uh,
I'm
anyway,
sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so unfortunately Yuji gets kidnapped by Shocker. We jump up to the next day where Taki has arrived and he has been able to get those symbols translated, and it turns out that they mean fire-breathing monster Egyptus. So basically the two professors were just kind of outing the person that murdered them. This allows Taki and Hayato, along with the rest of the Writer Club, since that's where they're at, as they're getting this information, to deduce that Shocker is probably behind this and that they are probably going to be looking for someone else who knows about ancient Egyptian stuff. So Hayato, kind of putting two and two together as far as, like, they've got this Egyptian monster. They're going to need someone who knows about ancient Egyptian stuff. And the previous two murder victims were also both historians. I guess Dr. Goda is a historian of some renown as well, along with the two previous historians who were also murdered. So he's like, let's go to his house, and we can probably get some information.
Let's go.
Yeah, so Taki and Hayato head out to go and find Dr. Goda. They show up just in time to see him being taken by Shocker, and so they fight them off. And as this fight happens, unfortunately, Hayato, who turns into Kamen Rider eventually during the fight, gets a little roughed up, getting bointed up by old Egyptus' fire breath, as they are having this confrontation. As far as stuff to cover with this bit, I do want to just go back to the Moto Club real quick to say I dug Goro's fit for this episode. It was a nice little outfit.
It's
He
cute.
had on like this like gray sleeveless jumpsuit type thing with like a blue and black striped long sleeve shirt underneath. He was looking good. I was like, damn,
That's
all right,
cute.
Goro out here flexing.
Speaking of, I just have to mention, this isn't really what I'm intending to talk about, but
Please.
Tachibana is in the Mr. Rogers fit again.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up as well.
With the red sweater and the white collared shirt. But what I really want to talk about is how into this mummy Yuri and Mario are.
Yeah.
The fact that it's both of them, like,
Right?
for
We
Mari,
weren't
this
surpri-
is normal
yeah,
behavior, but
We were just like, yeah, okay, Mari being Mari.
but then Yuri was like, isn't it kind of romantic? A 4,000-year-old Egyptian monster. And I was like, Yuri? Really?
You know.
I was like, yeah, girl, go, girl,
Yeah,
hell
into-
yeah,
into-
let's go.
All right,
Some
yeah.
older men, I guess.
Look, yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Older. No, older.
Yeah. Older.
Older.
It's just that fucking Star Wars beam. More! More!
It's just the bigger video, but older.
Yeah, older.
Older. Just keep zooming in.
Now we know why she spends so much time at the Moto Club.
You know?
I don't blame you, girl.
It's the
I don't
oils.
blame. He's handsome. Put a little salt in that pepper.
I don't know if he's old enough.
He'll get there.
He'll get there.
She'll wait. She's
He'll
We all
marinating
age.
them.
A few centuries. Just watching the progress.
We know Tachibana's gonna live that long.
Anyways.
Yeah, I can't. I feel like the only like super memorable thing I remember from this fight is watching Egyptus run away, just because that's, I mean, really every interaction between Egyptus and Shocker Goons is fun, because it's one dude just kind of, like, flailing his arms and making gibberish noises, and then Shocker Grunt's doing stuff.
And the Sweeby professor.
Yeah, and
The
then
Sweeby professor.
I can't move, Sweeby.
He's just they're dragging him out, and Kamen Rider's interrupting so they don't kidnap him, and he just sort of gets placed, like draped onto the car.
Yeah, on the back of the car.
He's just out, and Kamen Rider is like fighting around him and being like, "Hey, man, you gotta wake up."
Yeah, there's like 2 different times where
Please.
he's like, Doctor, wake up.
Please.
Like, bro, I beg of you, please run of your own volition.
No.
I have these
No,
Nazis.
man,
I have to
I'm
fight.
asleep.
Yeah.
I also adore how, just before the fight breaks out, when Taki and Hayato first spot them, they're just walking around extremely conspicuously in
Yep.
broad daylight with this man they're obviously holding
Yeah.
captive, like they're literally holding his hands behind his back.
Mhm.
Just crossing the street
Yeah.
like it's no big deal.
I mean, there's no one to see them.
Shocker
How
things.
how are people not privy to Shocker? They're just literally walking around in
Just
broad
walking.
daylight. These completely conspicuous fascists.
It reminded me of the Shocker checkpoint we saw quite a few episodes back, where they're just like,
Shocker identification.
brings up another car, checks ID, another car,
Alright,
ID.
good.
This time it's another E, but it's a point forward, and you know what that means? That means the Shocker combatants are going to come out.
Yeah. I don't understand how Shocker is still a secret at this point. We touched on this a little bit in the last episode, just because of the whole Gamma Geiler episode kind of being partially about this, but like, Shocker is so bad at keeping themselves a secret that
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
so invested.
understand how, like, the entire planet is not constantly on alert for these, like, fascist and championship belts.
Oh, Shocker again. They're so invested in getting rid of any witnesses, but they're so bad at
Yeah.
it. They're terrible at
I
it.
mean, the worst. Hell, that's the plot point of the next episode. We're not there yet, but we'll get there.
Out of all... I don't know if I should say, but...
No, please.
Out of all of the witnesses that they failed to kill, I'm surprised.
You're amazed they couldn't quite pin down
Yeah.
the next episode's witness?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, it's some clown shit.
It's some shit.
Literally, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. But yeah, so Taki and Hayato, they are able to successfully save Mr. Goda. Hayato asks why Shocker is after Goda, but he doesn't speak because he is worried about Yuji when a Shocker does their fun little trick again, where they just yeet a knife through the window that has a note tied to it. They love pulling that one.
God, it's amazing though.
It's
I like
so
how
good.
there's no glass breaking sound, so the window is open too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That grunt
Just
probably
rolled
didn't
up.
even aim.
Yeah.
It's
just
open.
he didn't even chuck it that hard. He just kind of like went and let it fall to the ground and stab the ground.
My ideal take would be not throwing it properly, so the knife just sort of gets thrown into the room. It doesn't like stab into the ground or the wall or anything. It just like
Clatters.
it
Yeah.
just clatters against the wall or bounces off.
I feel like that would have been more effective, though.
I mean, it would have made
It's-
noise.
It would match their competency at least.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Something fall.
What was
a
that?
knife on the ground.
Whoa.
What was that?
There's a note tied to it. It says E. Wonder
Damn
what that
it.
means. I knew I shouldn't
Got
have let
us
the
again.
shouldn't have let the grunts write the goddamn note. Damn it!
Here, Egyptus, you write this.
It's just all in fucking hieroglyphics. I can't read this.
Throw it away.
I
Must be nothing.
see something that they don't address with this episode, and like obviously I'm not surprised they don't, but it's fun that Egyptus is a supposedly 4,000-year-old mummy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just fine with all the modern advancements of the 1970s.
Oh yeah, he's rolling it. He's rolling
Yeah.
in the
Like-
the Egyptus, the 1971 Egyptus.
Yeah, like,
his fucking Cadillac.
they can't teach him. They can't teach him how to speak Japanese, but he knows how to drive a car.
Well,
Like-
to be fair, he doesn't drive the car. A shocker
Oh,
grunt
does he
has
not?
to drive him off. Yeah, he gets in the back.
Okay, I thought he got in the front.
He's not trusted.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he knows.
but-
He understands how palanquins and chariots work.
He's like
They're like, look,
almost
it's
4,000 years
chariot but metal.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, all right. Just get in the back, asshole.
old. I kind
Of
of
course.
weirdly like the idea that he's a resurrected actual dude who died. How is he not super old and decrepit?
Yeah, he's
Cyborg parts.
real active
Like-
for a person that
He
died
doesn't-
4,000 years ago.
He doesn't drive because his eyesight's too bad.
Yeah,
I'm
again,
gonna-
prescription lenses.
They would
Oh,
they would
Grandpa.
really need to do something with the eyes, because he's not looking too good. Like there's a picture on the Wikipedia page,
Oh boy.
and he don't got eyes.
Yeah, no, this man's the sans eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, most mummies are.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
fair.
just-
He's got to eat them from the guy with the glasses. Like,
Oh.
I saw that. I saw the movie. And he's got to take
yeah.
that one guy's tongue.
Yep.
What?
Have you not seen The Mummy?
No.
Brendan Fraser?
Oh, go for it. We gotta
I guess
show you
I
the mummy.
should.
Go
Yeah.
watch The Mummy. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I'll watch the
classic.
Mummy.
Love that movie.
Um,
Also, that's young Brendan Fraser, so like peak
Yeah.
hotness.
Yeah.
Before life really.
Before life
Okay.
really fucked him up.
I mean, he still looks pretty good. He's
I mean,
really
no,
old.
he's-
Not to say he looks bad.
Yeah,
I
no.
just
Life came at him hard.
he's been
Yeah,
hurt.
It's true.
And yeah,
he's,
and it hurt him.
he's had some rough streaks, but he's bouncing back, and we're all proud of him.
It is,
I'm
yeah,
very
it's good to
proud
see
of
him
him.
back. I'm very
Yeah.
happy about that.
Wish him the best.
Apparently, he's like really good in Doom Patrol. I haven't watched any of it, but that's what I've heard.
Well, there you
So,
go.
if you want to see a
Yeah.
new Brendan Fraser vehicle, go check out Doom Patrol on, I think, literally only HBO Max. Hate to plug it, but sorry.
Fucking bad app.
don't
Yeah.
sponsor us, HBO Max.
Don't or fucking give me my job back if you're gonna, you dicks. Anyway. Oh right, note. So note come in on knife, but this time it's not from Shocker. It's from our sweet young boy Yuji, who is I mean we did this bit already. Papa Tasukete Kawaii.
But this time in
That's-
writing.
Yeah, but this time in
This
yeah,
time in writing.
admittedly, as B points out, pretty good handwriting.
This is very good handwriting for a small child.
Quite neat.
I can't exactly, compare the neatness of Japanese writing to my own English writing, but I feel like that's neater than my handwriting.
Probably, it's definitely near my handwriting.
Not only is it neat handwriting, but this small child is already writing kanji, and that makes me feel very insecure.
Damn.
Yeah, well, hey.
This kid out
Go
I
here
with
didn't
flexing.
think of that.
5-year-old
There
out
is
here
an
just
alternate
writing in kanji.
possibility. Is that he dictated
I-
this note to a chakra grunt?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know what's
Not
funnier.
Red Yuji.
And
I
he's still
sincere-
chained to the table with the spikes coming down.
Right.
You have any message you would like to deliver to your father?
Papa,
Papa.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I can get this to him. Let me just get my knife.
I just really appreciate the idea of a shocker grunt being the one to do that too, because I just imagine it being one of the few shocker grunts that can't speak. So they would just like roll up and be like, eh! There'd be like another one there to translate for him. Eh! He says he wants to know if you want to just say help or help quickly or help now or something. Help now would be best, actually.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, we want some urgency to this so we can get what we want.
There's actually
No, I think that sounds a little too verbose for a child.
Yeah, come on now.
Racist.
Yeah, see, this is why I told you to write in pencil. It
It actually does look like it's written in pencil.
does look like it's written in pencil.
It's a mechanical pencil. Get with the times, man.
Yeah.
crumples up piece of paper, tosses it aside, takes out another one, looks at the dwindling stacks of paper that they have planned. They
You
don't
know,
get it
come-
paid soon. They're gonna have to postpone this letter.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, if Shocker actually did start using mechanical pencils, it'd probably be like the best technological investment they've made thus
Yeah,
far.
really.
Given how everything else has gone.
Yeah, considering how the whole rest of their operation is run.
Like a circus.
It's really
God.
just absolute clown fiesta over at Shocker.
I can't wait for next episode.
Yeah, you want to talk about clown fiestas?
But we have to finish this clown fiesta first.
Yes, we do. So Taki heads out after Shocker after the note is received. But he, gets attacked by some Shocker grunts. He is unfortunately ultimately
They
bested
pull the old
by them.
switcheroo on him.
Yeah, a little bit.
But also, these are like the greatest shocker grunts in the world. Like, there's like one guy who is definitely earning a promotion. He
Oh,
just
for sure.
beats the shit out of Taki, and they talk a bunch of
Wails
shit.
him.
Like
Yeah, this
they
one grunt.
caltrop him, and they were like, "Yeah, what's up, bitch? Let's go!" Just wail on him.
But
Might
before
be the
we
one
get
that took out Yuri.
before we get to the Shocker who deserves a promotion, I'd like to point out the camera work on these ladder. I really like it. I know it's simple,
Mhm.
and they just like filmed upwards for most of it while on the ladder, but it's just a refreshing angle to get a fight from.
Yeah,
It was unique.
yeah. I mean, this was a very short fight scene, but it was pretty cool. I don't know where the heck we were, but it was like a neat little set piece to fight on.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
nice having them mess with the verticality of the the situation by using the ladder. And it also kind of makes the end of it believable as well as to why Taki gets beaten. Because essentially, he jumps down off of the ladder and he, messes up his leg jumping down like that. And that's how the Shocker Grunts are able to kind of overwhelm him. It was just a good fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I feel like it had virtually no purpose for the episode.
Besides getting Taki kidnapped, not really.
Yeah, but why kidnap Taki at that point? It just kind of did nothing because he did.
Gotta raise those stakes.
He barely rescued him.
Wow, yeah. You want to talk about... he barely rescued them.
Barely rescued, even.
Yeah. Well, let's get into why that has to happen. So, Goda, back at the back at his home, as Taki is getting kidnapped, Goda decides that he's going to go with Shocker, because they don't want him to hurt his son. He is writing a letter to Hayato to explain this. When Shocker attacks the home, Hayato starts fighting off Egyptius and the two Shocker goons when he is suddenly betrayed by Dr. Koda, who picks up just this big old dog statue he just had, and just like slams fucking Hayato in the head with it. Which, I mean, yeah, that's an effective way to knock someone out.
He was
Fair.
he was going for the subterfuge or something. He just didn't want the fighting to go on. He wanted to just succumb to it and rescue his son or whatever. But like, I got a little mixed up here because I thought the scientist was pulling some 599 IQ shit. I was like, I will act like I am betraying you and give you an opening. It does give Hayato an opening. It just now it wasn't part of his plan whatsoever, as we discover later. Hayato just upon getting cracked in the head, just sort of spins around and puts a little tracker in his pocket.
Hayato's real quick on the draw.
Without skipping a beat, and then pretends to be dead.
I think it's also worth noting, and I know you mentioned this when we were watching Fats, how Goda is writing the letter to Hayato, but Hayato's in the room.
Yeah, in the same room. It's even worse because it seems like Hayato's actor wasn't really giving great direction on where to look, so it looks like he looks at the desk at the note that's being written like 1 or 2 times before this fight even breaks out. It's like, my guy, I don't know. I feel like if you were going to betray the dude who's helping you, you would maybe want to write your explanation note, like, in secret, so you can't be, like, standing over your shoulder being like, betray Hayato? That's me. Shocker, what do you mean? Oh, shit! Like, I just... It was such a weird way to do that whole scene, especially because this whole bit is alleviated by putting one of these 2 people in a different room for like 5 minutes. Like, have Hayato come in from another room and this whole issue is resolved. But instead they were like, nah, you 2 can just be in the same room for the whole time. It'll be fine.
The frustrating part is that watching the scene back over, it's almost a really interesting scene because like as he's writing this, he stops for a second and looks over to his side where there's the statue, and that's the statue he hits Hayato with, which is like a cool little foreshadowing bit of what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But with Hayato in the room, I can't focus on anything but that.
Yeah, I don't know. Kamen Rider has a lot of sparks of brilliance in its writing and in these episodes and then the way the show is done. And then sometimes there's shit like this.
They can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners.
Especially given how we've basically already surmised that the show runs on a week-to-week basis.
Mm-hmm.
These people are putting down the train tracks as they're going to the next town.
Yeah, really. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you post up a stinker. And honestly, that's this whole episode even is not a stinker. This is just kind of like one little bit where it's like, hey, y'all kind of fucked up on that. But, it is what it is. Where were we? Ah, yes. Okay, so after Dr. Goda goes with Shocker, he arrives at the Shocker base, and they have him translate Egyptus, who kind of puts down everything he is trying to explain to Shocker in writing. Dr. Goda is able to explain to them that the gems that they are looking for are in Hokkaido, and so Colonel Zoll says, good, now that you have translated for us, you can stay here and die with your son. Because, obviously, Shocker's going to betray this dude. Why wouldn't they? It's Shocker. What I do appreciate about this is that their plan for killing the Doctor and Yuji and also Taki is they're just going to tie them up and leave them in the base and then blow up the whole base.
Yeah.
Because I guess they're done with it now.
Silly. adore how nothing matters to Shocker. Literally nothing.
Truly not a
All of their
goddamn thing.
greatest assets, no matter how much money or time or effort they invest into any resource, no matter how effective it is, they don't care about it at all.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Keep it moving.
The monster fails. We have someone who makes the monsters. What do? We kill the person who makes the monsters instead of having them make another monster. What?
We gotta find
Let's
a new
blow
monster
up the
maker.
base.
Yeah,
God.
let's blow up our base. Fuck this base.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here. We're going to Hokkaido. Fuck this place. Fuck Tokyo.
We did see the Shocker password though. It's not Kamen Rider as it turns out.
Oh yeah. What? I think I missed that bit.
Shocker
what was the
open.
Shocker password?
Shocker open.
Shocker open.
So good.
Shocker sesame.
Yeah, pretty much. And it goes. It opens. He's like, they really built it into like some kind of shrine or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It actually looks a little bit like the Mantis Man, like shrine in hindsight.
This might be the same.
Probably
location.
not the same one, but maybe similar.
Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe it is the same one. Anyway, obviously things are looking real bad for Taki and Yuji and Dr. Goda, but I mean, Kamen Rider arrives because, as Shake mentioned, Kamen Rider, he slipped a little tracking device on Goda when he was, betrayed by him. So he shows up at the base. He is able to stop the three from getting blown up, like, barely. And then he goes
He
after...
took his damn time.
Yeah, really.
I'm
and-
tracking him, but I shouldn't go too fast.
Yeah,
Gotta
he
stop up at
keeps
Denny's.
taking breaks and being like, how far is he? Wait, how far is he? No, but wait, how far is he? It's like, bro,
That's
you
me.
know how, like, just go.
That's me
Live
with
for the
any
chase.
video game that has like a navigation function.
That's
God,
fair.
Michael.
Take 2 steps, check. Take 2 steps, check.
Take 2 more steps, quick save.
Yeah, you gotta be safe. So yeah, he rescues the three, and then he goes after Egyptus.
Sort
and-
of.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't
stops
really-
the bomb and then starts untying Taki, and then says, "Nah, never mind. I'm gonna go after Egypt."
to be fair, Taki is the one who's like, wait, there's no time. They're going to Hokkaido. Go, go, go.
Oh yeah, they are going. Yeah, they're going for the gems.
Yeah. So he's like, look, they're already on the road. You gotta go, my guy.
I kind of spaced out. Did we mention that Egyptus just sort of writes with a ballpoint pen perfectly normally?
We
No.
didn't, but yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention. It's just
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 very
like-
neat handwriting with a pen on paper. It's not Egyptian hieroglyphics, because of course it's not.
Well, he draws them.
No. I'm
And the
talking about like
computer
on the
scans
actual
them?
paper. Even
Yeah,
the
no.
stuff that the dude's writing on, it's not hieroglyphics.
Whatever. It's their hieroglyph.
Yeah,
It's common writers in
Yeah.
fiction hieroglyphics.
Sure.
when they said fire-breathing monster, I know at least one of the symbols was Omega from the Greek symbology.
It did look like an
Sorry.
omega, yeah.
Yeah. So like they got some interesting hieroglyphics there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Hayato, he goes after Egyptus, and he squares off against him and some shocker grunts. Defeats the shocker grunts, defeats Egyptus with a well placed rider kick after
After
running him
hitting him
over.
with a bike.
yeah.
There's nothing clever about this fight. He
No.
just gets on his bike and runs him over, and then Ryder kicks him.
The most
Fuck
the
this
most
guy.
clever part of this whole fight is when Kamen Rider goes, it's taking all of my concentration to dodge this fire. I have to get in close. And so his option for that is, I'm just going to hit him with the goddamn bike and then I'll kick him. It's fine. I don't care. It's fine.
You didn't think the part where he just runs straight from a car, like without veering off in a direction, it wasn't clever? No.
No, not really.
Don't like the
part where
Prometheus? Like
He's just running. He's like, oh no, it's a car.
Oh,
no,
jeez.
Oh no! And then he
Dodge
remembers
roll
he
like
can
he's
jump.
got iframes.
Yeah. He really does.
I love
Like, that
it.
roll does nothing for him getting away from the car. It's literally just for the iframes.
Well, he thinks maybe you can iframe through the entire car if you roll exactly at the right moment.
No. There's no way.
I mean, either way, I know at least when I play games, if it's not slowing me down, if I can just sit there and have the tactile sensation of mashing a button regardless, I'll do
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll.
Shout out to playing any
Made you
Zelda
adequate.
game.
Ever.
Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, sprint a little bit, dodge roll, wait for your stamina recharge, dodge roll, dodge roll.
You know, it really
It
just
is
be
faster
like
to
that.
dodge roll in the Majora's Mask era, wasn't it? That was the whole thing.
It's
think
specifically
so.
backflipping. You,
Backflipping is definitely
Also
like
that.
faster.
Yeah.
If dodge rolling was,
I think
faster,
dodge
I know
rolling is a little
back-
bit faster, but I think because of how long it takes to recover out of the dodge roll animation, it's not like significantly
Yeah.
faster. But like backflipping because
The
of
backflip is better than rolling, for sure.
I should play Majora's Mask more. I played it for like an hour.
I've never actually played Majora's Mask.
And yet, it's my favorite Zelda game because just look at the aesthetics. Oh my
It's
god.
very good.
That's what it has.
It's my favorite Zelda game. It was one of my formative childhood experiences playing that game.
Mm.
That explains a lot.
What?
You think so?
But
Care to elaborate?
Of children.
I like Majora's Mask.
yeah, it's a
I
good,
used
it's
to
a
have
good
my
game.
my first Neopets username was based on it.
$500 on the
cute.
Patreon, and we will do a Majora's Mask playthrough.
I'll try to keep my mouth shut.
No,
What?
please. Well,
No, that's-
all of the content is going to be the fucking wild shit you say.
Oh, okay.
We need
Spoilers
mouth
be
open
damned.
for that. Yeah.
On the complete flip side, something mildly said here after this fight, once the day is saved,
And you-
thanks to the Kamen Rider.
Yeah. So
and the man explodes so hard it grows grass around.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely
I finally
reusing some
beat him.
explosion footage. Couldn't film that explosion on site this week, so
No, it's December. Gotta save money for Christmas.
yeah, exactly. People are gonna be wanting a Christmas bonus for working on this show for a year. You know how it goes.
Explosion.
Mm.
Which I think it's very fun, by the way. I checked the calendar to see like if there would be a Kamen Rider during Christmas, and there actually would be. And
Yay.
another fun bit is that date-wise, 2020 and 1971 line up entirely.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I didn't even know that.
Too bad we're in 2021.
This
So-
is true.
But there's a really sweet exchange at the very end of
Oh,
this
yeah.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
After we see the Egyptologist and his son get reunited, and he starts walking off with this kid, and the kid's waving bye to Hayato and Taki. Hayato says, what does he say? Something along the lines of, sometimes it's easy to forget how brave parents can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then Taki turns to him and says that he thinks that it's nice that Hayato always seems to look on the bright side of things.
Yeah.
Then we see a little zoom in as Hayato just kind of smiles contentedly.
yeah. It's a little scene, but it's a very nice little scene of Hayato and Taki just sharing a moment. As real sweet. And
It's
then
really sweet.
and then we watch as Kamen Rider rides off to get more Denny's. Having successfully defeated Shocker, he's decided
Got nothing to do now.
gonna go get me a lumberjack slam.
2 p.m. Grand Slam. Let's
Fuck
go.
it, yeah. I'm just gonna ruin my appetite for the rest of the day. 2 p.m. Grand Slam, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Worth.
Or maybe he's still getting that slushy because he didn't get it.
Yeah, it's true. He couldn't get his 3 p.m. slushy because he found a corpse.
Yeah.
Or 3
You
a.m.
Do
gotta
both.
slushy.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. I gotta say.
Cyborg-sized hunger.
Gonna get
Come to Denny's.
My name is Kamen Rider, and this is my favorite Denny's in Tokyo.
Sounds like a fucking Denny's
Benny's.
Terminator fucking integration.
Yeah. Right.
Why has there not been a Denny's crossover with
With
Kamen
Kamen Rider?
Rider?
I think
Please.
you know the answer.
Please don't make me go to Denny's. I'm an innocent man.
We'll all
I've
end
done
up
nothing
at
wrong.
Denny's. We all end up at Denny's one day.
Yeah, that's fair.
As is the fate of all things.
But yeah, that was episode 36, the revived mummy monster Egyptus. I mean, all in all, it's a real solid episode. There's some real goofy bits in it, but you know, it's still a good time. It's Kamen Rider. We love the goofy bits as much as we love the serious stuff here.
I do think I am a little disappointed, given the preview and the word of resurrection. I thought they were just going to use magic, and it would just be a mummy. It wouldn't be a cyborg. It'd just be a mummy resurrected with magic to fight Kamen Rider.
That would be really good, but yeah, unfortunately, I mean, this is science
They got an
fiction.
established
Gopher.
theme or something.
Yeah.
But we got one more episode that we're gonna cover, and it's another real fun one. And we think that you're gonna have as good of a time as it as we did. And you can check it out with us right after this ad break. Well, hello everyone. Hope that you've been enjoying the episode so far. It's a good friend, King Fats the 95th, and I got a little bit of an ad read for you. First of all, we'd like to thank you for watching the episode, and we'd like to say if you want to keep up to date with everything that we're doing here on the Longtime Watcher, First Time Writer podcast, you can check us out on our Twitter. That's at First Ride Pod on Twitter. We post episodes there. We're going to be posting all sorts of news and announcements there. Pretty much anything that's going on with the podcast. That's going to happen there. That's also where you're going to get your announcement tweets for the new episodes, including the link to our SoundCloud and our YouTube. Our SoundCloud is also soundcloud.com/firsttimewriter if you want to go follow that. We are Longtime Watcher, First Time Writer Pod on YouTube. If you want to hunt us down and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to hear more from your various podcast hosts, because they're a wonderful bunch, you can check us all out on our various ventures. You can check me out on Twitter at KingFats95. I'm also on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingFats95. You can check out the Magical Whale Gopher at Whale Gopher on Twitter and twitch.tv/the Magical Whale Gopher. You can check out Action Shakespeare at That Gal in the Hat on Twitter and at twitch.tv/ACTN Shakespeare. And you can check out B-Drops at B-Drops Art on Twitter and on twitch.tv/B-Drops. Also, very exciting news. We now have a Patreon set up. So if you want to check that out, get some fun little goodies like early access to episodes, our notes and the synopses that I write for our viewing sessions, some nice fun physical rewards at the higher tiers as well. Go ahead and check that out. You should be able to find all the information about that Patreon on our Twitter as well as a link to it. We hope that y'all have a wonderful time, and let's get back to the episode. Hello everybody and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that brief ad break. We know we enjoyed the brief break. And now it's time to get right back on into it with episode 37, the poison gas monster Tori Kabuto's Operation G. This aired December 11th, 1971. And this one not only doesn't have a plot, but doesn't have a synopsis either. Isn't that fun, gang?
Oh.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds about right. This episode barely had a plot in the first place.
True. It kind of just had a clown. So getting into it, it opens with Shocker testing their new weapon, the poison flower, when a man comes across the test site and finds it. Because he discovers the flower, he is killed by the shocker monster Trikubuto. A young boy nearby sees the whole scene, but when he tells his mom so that they can go to the police, she doesn't believe him. Yeah, this episode starts off very...
I love, like, this is such a weird, like, not even cold open, because that's not how the show works, but, like, it's such a weird opening because we have this, like, lovey-dovey couple, and they're our first victims. As this lady finds the flower, and her boyfriend or husband or whatever just strains to pretend he is happy about this flower.
He truly does not give the minorest of shits.
I think he hates it. I think he just despises it, and he's trying so hard to be supportive. He's straining. Anyways, the flower kills them.
Yeah.
It fills him up with that poo gas. Just billowing clouds. But that's not. But normally in any other episode, oh yeah, that's our opening. Anyways, let's cut to the motorcycle club.
But nope,
just keeps happening.
We gotta sprinkle on a little extra. Next,
another guy shows.
Yeah, now Jean Suit Man needs to show up in his jacket, and yeah, our friendly neighborhood Jiker needs to show up and see that these two people are just sitting in a car. Try to figure out what's going on with them. Somehow, immediately determine that they're dead. And then grab the flower that kills them, only to then be attacked by Shocker because I guess for whatever reason, anyone who finds one of those flowers, they have to murder?
Yeah.
Sure. What I appreciate is that they make a point to hold him, like, this is obviously just in the episode so we can see one of the monster's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So they hold him down, the monster spits the green chloroform juice at him, and he gets evaporated. We do the whole, we have dipped a doll in acid and we have, melted it, effect again. It's still real cool. But, like, why wouldn't they just kill him with the flower again?
They ran out of flower gas.
Knowing Shocker.
Entire supply.
Yeah, like, honestly. Also, I wanted to talk about that. This part of the episode contradicts the solution to saving people from the flower gas later on in the episode. Because when that couple gets killed in the car by the glass, both of their windows are open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just took it face first. It was too much.
I guess, it's because the Constitution scores are way low.
Yeah, they weren't surprise rounds.
They rolled nat ones.
Yeah.
And
it's not that deadly. They were just like low on blood sugar, haven't drinking anything.
Mm-hmm. They've been frolicking all day. They've probably only had some sweets.
Emotional turmoil, pretending to like that flower.
Yeah.
It all wears your body down.
The strain on the poor woman's eyes from having to look at that dude's stripy shirt. Because that one was visually kind of rough.
There's some looks and there's some looks in this show.
Oh,
and this was a look.
It was
stayed in the
Jiker
70s.
is a look. Though.
That's a look, yeah. Holy shit. Love the Jiker.
It's a look. I love the Jiker.
Pink shirt, yellow helmet.
Blue jacket.
Yeah, jean jacket and the pair of jeans. Men's is fucking ready to party. But yeah, speaking of looks, this fucking kid's outfit in this first scene that he's in, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil now that we find out, actually in this scene that the boy is named Mitsuru. Like, my man's was goddamn flexing for this opening scene.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a good-ass look.
Kind of like the blue Hayato outfit, but
a little
with
bit.
Shorts, and it was all white.
Yeah. Also, I think the
hat.
like top part of the like jumpsuity part was like short sleeves, and then he had like white long sleeves underneath. It was just a good look.
Labor Day's coming.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
He's gotta bust out this look before he's not allowed to anymore.
Exactly. But yeah, probably, I mean, truly part one of the clown fiesta that is this entire episode is this kid going to his mom, and being like, "Mom, we have to go to the police. I watched a monster murder someone," and mom just being like, yeah, sure. Well, anyway, I'm going home. You better come along, or else maybe the monster will kill you too. You little shit. Like,
Jeez,
Might as well have said that.
Why? Why would you say such a thing, Mom? That's
I mean, to be fair,
horrible.
it is not the worst thing I have heard a parent say to a child.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't
Yeah.
make it good.
Yeah, it's fair, but you know,
She just don't give a shit.
she truly do not.
She
She truly
Well,
does not.
she's smiling during it.
She
Like
goes from not giving a shit to, as we go in further in the episode, to like kind of like
Giving
going
a shit the wrong
opposite.
way, yeah.
Yeah, she gives a major shit about how her child is clearly crazy.
Hmm.
She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I
and this all
go ahead, go for.
this could have been avoided if you just went down the cliff or the hill like 2
And saw the
minutes.
green dude-sized splash on the ground.
That's a weird little splat of green. Oh well, you know.
Probably smells awful.
Yeah.
Like
I understand far-fetched tales. The fact that the child said monster, I understand that you would immediately think there's some part of their imagination or, you know, their traumatized perception
Mhm.
of the moment interfering with their recalling of the story. But any child who approaches you and says, I just saw someone get murdered,
yeah.
your reaction shouldn't be to smile and say, oh, you. Well, let's get home before you get murdered,
Yeah,
too.
that's fair.
Anyway, you're obviously
And-
lying,
Yeah.
though.
He had the most reasonable response too. He's like, "Call the police."
Yeah,
there's
we gotta
been a
go to the cops,
murder."
like-
it's just because he kept insisting there was a monster that she was like, nah.
Yeah, I will
And if-
definitely give you that. Like, if he had said, like, I saw someone get eaten by a monster, then, you know, it's like, all right, okay, you're having fun, you're being a kid, all right, let's go home. You know, or also the monster's gonna get you too. Woo. But, like, if my son rolled up to me and said, Father, there's been a murder, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, let's call the cops.
He's so
I
eloquent.
didn't know you knew murder. Shit, when'd you learn that one?
Father.
Fuck.
Papa,
and
Father,
I've seen a man slain,
call the
Papa.
authorities.
There's been a murder most
Please.
foul. Word on God? I didn't even know you knew where London was. Yeah, hold on. Yes, hello, police. My son said there was I'm sorry, what did you say it was? A murder most foul.
A murder most
Yeah,
foul,
at the park.
Father.
Come quickly. I think he's been
Yeah, real
possessed
Sherlock
by the-
Holmes shit.
by the ghost of a Victorian boy. Please, you have to come save my son.
And I think what's even
I-
funnier about this is that, granted, you'd have no way to know, but if you went and investigated the green spot, and then you just, like, looked around a little bit, you'd
Wouldn't
see
you
a
feel
car.
where there'd be a car with two dead people in it?
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and then you'd be like, you'd probably, go up the car because you see people in it, sure. And then you realize they're dead as well.
Triple kill.
And, like,
There's
Yeah.
a lot of bodies.
There's a
Kill-tacular.
massacre like 2 feet away from this woman. Like
Yeah.
the kid didn't go far. He went down the little slope and then went back up the slope.
yeah.
Granted, they'd probably all be
Part
dead.
of me was hoping. There's a small part of me that was hoping that she wasn't just, like, reacting poorly to this, but was, in fact, in on something more.
Yeah.
Either that she was, like, a
Mhm.
part of Shocker, or that she was being threatened by Shocker. Like, they had seen her first before they killed those other guys while she was separated from her kid, and were like, I don't know why they wouldn't just kill her. I mean, Shocker
They
doesn't
never
make
do.
sense. They never do. What does it matter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
they're just convinced that they should deal with the kid and not just everybody.
I mean, to be fair, I could see in this situation
Yeah.
why they wouldn't deal with the mom. She doesn't believe her son anyway.
Yeah, but then why deal with the kid?
Well,
Nobody
'cause
believes him.
Yeah. What's the kid
I
gonna
guess
do?
that's fair. Well, actually, I'll tell you exactly what the kid's gonna do, because we see that
You're right.
in a couple of scenes here. First, we have to go back to the Chakra base where Colonel Zoll is going to order Trikabuto to kill that young boy who has seen everything, so that way they can start their plan, Operation G. What does the G stand for? Gas, I guess.
G.
But essentially, this plan is just that they are going to put these poison gas flowers in heavily populated but closed off spaces, like, theaters, and theaters is all I can think of right now. And they are gonna, when they are filled up with a bunch of people, they're gonna let the gas out and give them the kill.
Yep, theaters and public transportation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spaces.
An unfortunately realistic.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
frankly.
it's
It almost skeeved me a little. Like, not to get too heavy, but one of the worst terrorist attacks that has ever happened in Japan was slightly similar. It was the release of difficult to detect gases in subway trains.
Yep.
You know what? I had forgotten about that until you brought it up. I think wasn't that in the 90s that happened?
Yeah.
I do believe this episode came out a couple decades
Yeah.
before
No.
that happened.
I was trying to remember more about that situation. 'Cause
I don't remember exactly when it happened. I can try and look it up, but yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't help but think of that.
No,
It's
that's
weird. Like, not to say that Shocker's never come up with some somewhat real plans that would, make me a little nervous. Like, they've tried to nuke places and stuff. They've tried to rob banks or whatever. I guess that's far less lethal. But I don't know. Something about this plan particularly made me think, oh, jeez. Sometimes I worry about this sort of thing being in kids' shows. That's just
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
heavy.
It's kind of
Clutching my pearls.
Yeah, no, there's like that. Yeah, it's specifically the connection that can be made in hindsight would definitely make it not allowed in kid shows.
probably
today.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's kind of part and parcel with the the genre, right? One of the difficulties of trying to do like a hero show is that you do need a bad guy that's gonna do bad shit.
I'm very used to very cartoonish.
Yeah, that's fair.
Less we're going to unleash toxic gases in the subway stations, and more I'm going to hold the president hostage for $1 million.
Yeah. I mean that's still kind of a very real threat in and of its own right, but I kind of get what you mean. It's there's a slight less hint of realism to something like that versus like truly any day at any time some dude could just like set off a bunch of bombs of poisonous gas in the subways and take a bunch of people out. It's just it's one of those things you kind of gotta. It's a fine line that you have to ride, I think, between like having it be realistic enough to feel like an actual threat, so that there are like stakes in the show, but not so realistic that you don't like give people ideas or evoke like actual tragedies that have happened, unless that's like your intention.
Yeah. It's only for kids shows that I get really like
That's fair.
weird about this, because I assume the target demographic for this show is somewhere between the like 8 to 14 range. Pretty young. You can like get into the edgy stuff, but you still want to be a little safe.
Yeah,
that sort of
I get you.
Like, I was definitely, seeing worse than Kamen Rider at like 14, but
I'm sure we all were.
But it's it's one of the things that goes back to the early days of Kamen Rider, where it's just weird that was into a kid's show this early to begin with, because I think 14 might even be a bit generous, because if we look at the kids who were like playing Kamen Rider in a few episodes, or last few episodes, and we look at the kids that are in this episode and just Goro, I think they're all like under 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, of the
Very
kids
young.
that we see actually in the show, I would say they are probably running the gambit of like 5 to about maybe 11 to 12 at the oldest.
Mm.
Yeah, I was being a little generous, mostly given what I think they were going for at the
That's fair.
beginning of the series.
That's
I
fair.
definitely feel like they've reined it.
They've definitely
yeah,
reined it in
like
a bit.
almost immediately.
After episode 3, they're like, maybe we shouldn't pour buckets of blood on the street.
Pour them on Hongo.
Well, Hongo is going to pour buckets of blood on himself. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing
in
in Europe. Yeah,
England. Yeah.
We can't show that.
that's for our Adult Swim Kamen Rider Ichigo reboot.
No. Yeah, that would
Oh.
bump it up to NC-17.
Probably.
Just
Hell yeah.
Kamen Rider.
yeah, 2023.
Don't let us down, Hideaki Anno.
We're counting on you to do good work for us on this one.
Please just make it absolutely disgustingly messed up. I would love that.
I want Hongo to lament his perceived loss of humanity
I
while
wanna
killing
watch-
fascists who have definitely
I want to
lost
watch
their
Takeshi
humanity.
Hongo eat a Nazi.
I'm not human anymore, so...
Just, you get some of those, like, you know how, like, some of the extreme gore from, like, the 90s, old 90s anime? Just get some of
Yeah,
that.
that real good
translated.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that real good Ninja Scrolls type shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the episode and back on topic. We had to talk about what's Mitsuru gonna do. His mom doesn't believe him when he says that he's found a murder. Well, he's gonna take matters into his own hands. And he's been going around the streets putting up flyers that have a drawing, honestly pretty solid drawing, since it is, to be from the perspective of a child who is drawing it, of our monster, and just a warning in all red crayon that says, it says like, this monster has murdered someone.
Yeah.
This monster has killed
this monster has killed someone.
Before we get to that point, though, I want to
Yeah,
back up when Colonel Zoll is talking about the plan.
Yep.
Because this is what Shakes was talking about
Yeah.
last episode, where instead of having Colonel Zoll just narrate the plan because he's saying the plan, it instead goes out to the narrator, which is an odd choice.
But the shot lingers on the same shot, and he's like pantomiming, giving the split.
It's
But I was just staring dead at Colonel Soul's face the entire time,
So you can
because
see
he
his
just
mouth isn't
starts.
moving?
It's not moving, and he's making the weirdest face.
Yeah.
Just like, like that, like the face you'd make to make that noise. like the narrator's just like on set, and he's just waiting.
He's like, bro, I
Episode
swear, if you don't give
98,
me more lines. All right, fine. You can do the Colonel's little bit. Fuck.
Episode 99, they're gonna realize that the narrator was a shocker combatant all along.
Oh, no.
Punches the screen and shatters
Oh, the soul picture.
it. yeah.
I can't wait to post
Like,
that.
what is he making that face?
Yeah.
It's a fucking. Oh.
We've spoken about a few episodes back that I think it was Tachibana who was doing like that really conspicuous, just scrunched up face. It's similar energy
Yeah.
to that.
This is. absolutely wonderful.
it.
And I'm gonna throw out a very narrow pool here. So narrow, in fact, that I don't even think any of my co-hosts here will get this. But if you've seen it, he's making the fucking Zach Fox verse 2 face, and I love it. This, what a wonderful face this is. I cannot wait for people to see this when we inevitably post it on the Twitter, because there's no way this one's not getting posted. But yeah, so we've got Mitsuru. He's putting up some flyers. He's letting people know that this monster kills people. This fascist kills machines. Thank you.
Oh, see, I was sort of like thinking something along the same lines, but it wasn't really clicking.
Well, he's certainly going to try and kill a machine. We'll see how successful he gets. But these flyers that Mitsuru is putting up, they aren't going undisturbed. A absolute gaggle of children, led by Goro, they're going around, and they are finding these flyers, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with these weird flyers. They're able to discover that it is Mitsuru who is putting up the flyers, but he gets stopped by his mother, who, still, like we said, she still doesn't believe him, but now she is also starting to get concerned about his mental health, because he's really going in on this. A monster murdered someone, and I saw it. And, that's not a thing normal people usually say. So she's like, come on, let's get you home. I think you're sick. Let's, get you some rest, maybe take you to a doctor. So Goro, what is Goro going to do? He's got these flyers saying that a weird plant monster kills people. Well, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to do the smart thing. He's going to take those flyers on over to the Moto Club, where he shows it to Hayato and friends. Pretty much everyone is at the Moto Club. We got Mario, we got Yuri, we got Tachibana, we got Taki, and we got Hayato. I like that conveniently we open up the scene with them looking for, like, any sort of incidents that could be linked to Shocker, only to find, like, as of, specifically per the episode, as of the last 20 days, like, the only thing that has happened recently is, like, 2 car accidents.
The girls are so bored.
They're so bored.
Like, Hayato is grateful to have
a
peace.
Break.
He's like,
yeah.
Oh, it's so peaceful. The sky is blue over Tokyo. And they're like, oh my god, we're so bored. Like, nobody has come to, like, destroy the country or kidnap us to hold us ransom over Kamen Rider or anything.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to do? Ride motorcycles?
They still...
Fuck that.
I still don't believe they know how.
If Mari's not tied up and crucified at least once a week, she doesn't know what to do.
I could
Well,
believe that.
Mari, there are clubs for that sort of thing.
It's gotta be hard to find them, though.
Money.
Like, in the 70s, you gotta know the right
well,
people and ask them and be invited. It's not just, like, going onto the forums and finding out what hotel room they're meeting up in.
All Mari has to do is go be herself in public for, like, 5 minutes. Someone will find her.
That's fair. She radiates enormous amounts of energy.
She irradiates an aura in, like, 25 feet in each direction around her that says, tie me up.
She could power a small city.
She absolutely could.
I was
Not until
just
she's
thinking
tied
that.
Yeah. She
has to be tied up to the power lines.
Yeah, tie her up to the generator.
Hook her up, she's ready.
Anyways.
But Hayato, on the other hand, is just having
Yeah, Hayato is truly having a normal one.
Tachibana, a little bit. He's weirdly in the middle where he's like, I'm worried I'm going soft, though.
Yeah, I did appreciate Tachibana being like, I'm glad that, we haven't had to pop it off in a couple of weeks, but also I feel like I'm getting a little soft. I like that Tachibana's like, I want to make sure I'm still honed for when I do have to fight Shocker, but also, like, not having to fight them is good.
It's an instinct, Tachibana, and you have it. Do not worry.
Yeah.
We all know Tachibana's got that killer instinct.
He was gonna bite his own tongue off.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's crazy. I love him.
We love you forever, Tachibana.
Love Tachibana.
I'm so glad
Um,
that he's still here.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm glad that they decided to like keep him as part of the show. He's definitely
he
someone.
is the fixture
Yeah,
of the normals,
The normies.
and we love him.
the normies.
God.
Speaking of the normies,
Goro.
oh well, I was actually going to get into something else.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
Well, just because I've noticed in the last, we've had at least one interaction with our normies for like the last, I don't know, probably like 8 episodes or something like that. If I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure if that's correct, but it feels like we're getting less and less of our other 2 normies. Like Michi and Hiromi, do not show up in this episode at all.
Oh,
They weren't in the
Yeah.
last episode. They're in the Gamma
They're
Kyler
scattered.
episode, but they aren't in the episode after that. They aren't in the Alchemides episode. I don't think they're in the 2 episodes before that either. It's just like,
No.
it's weird because initially it was like really sparse, and it is kind of as of late become like pretty consistently that they're just not here. I wonder what's up with that. I wonder if it's just like one of those things where they just couldn't quite find a way to write them in, or if it was like issues with contractual obligations or contractual disputes or what was going on.
I
It's
don't
just,
know.
it's kind of, it's weird that we had this like very specific contingent of like, here are our writer girls, here are our side characters, when Hayata first showed up, and we have now essentially thrown half of that away.
I am less certain on the case of Hiromi, too, because Michi's never really been around very much.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is like
Mhm.
Michi really has only been in like 3 or 4 episodes.
The last episode I remember her being in was the Squirtle
Was she in the
episode.
Squirtle episode?
I think there's
I
been
think-
one since that.
The last
Where
episode
all
I
three have
remember
been
her being
around?
in was Mushroom Org.
Oh,
If she
Jesus.
was, wait, she's not in Mushroom Org,
Yes, she is.
is she?
Wait.
Everybody's in Mushroom Org.
Are you sure she's in Mushroom Org?
Because that's
Yes.
that's the one that has everybody in it, except Shiro.
I don't think Hiromi went. No, she did go out with them. Yeah,
Hiromi went out with
Yeah,
them, but I just don't remember if
everybody
Michi went
gets
out
their
with
spot in
everybody
that.
does. Yes,
them. Okay,
Everybody.
everybody.
everyone's here.
The gang's all here. Will they do anything with that?
I mean, they do stuff in Mushroom Org, but
They do.
Yeah, that was a cool episode.
But yeah, I don't know what's happening with Hiromi because she was pretty.
yeah, she shows up a
around.
lot more frequently. Yeah, and she just kind of hasn't been there as of late.
Like, I know I like to joke about her being the only person in the Moto Club with any sense of self-preservation and common sense, but, like, a lot of it was because she, like, appeared so seldom, and anytime she did, she wasn't really doing anything. She doesn't tend to get
Mhm.
very involved. I have no clue, because now that I say it, I thought I'm not sure if the case was different for both of them, but now in hindsight I can't help but think, well, it's not like Hiromi was given much even when she was here. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just real strange.
Like, I honestly forgot they were even
Right?
in the show.
Like, it's been long enough, I wouldn't blame you. Just kind of wonder what they're doing.
We promised we wouldn't forget her.
I mean, hey, at least I got her name right,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
I think we've, like, officially committed her name to memory at this point.
I did it.
Yeah!
Huh.
Yay!
Yeah, we can.
Now that she's finally
Well-
gone, I remember her name.
I got I got some news.
Mhm.
Hit me with it.
I just googled it. Episode 34 is Hiromi's last reported appearance.
Wow, real
Oh.
talk?
Real talk, she's never coming back.
She's just McFucking gone? What happened? Does
Why?
it explain what happened?
No. It just lists where this wiki is sparse because I remember looking this up for Shiro as well, and it's just like, and they were on these episodes, and then they weren't.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just went on to find other work.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to
they're
imagine.
actors. Let me see. What was the Michi? Oh yeah, she's been gone since episode 25.
Holy shit, real?
This one, they at least gave her a sentence that said Michi would unceremoniously leave the series after episode 25 without explanation.
Wow, okay, well.
It really was since Kinoko Mold. Oh my gosh.
The only one who knew how to ride motorcycles isn't in the motorcycle club anymore.
What the fuck?
Unlike most actors in Kamen Rider, though, it does seem that Hiromi's actor, Yoko Shimada, did actually go on to do quite a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna actually. You said Yoko Shimada, and I was like, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, with the most recent being 2016.
Wow.
And she is now 68.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
So she could just be retired, like that. That's a normal, like.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Kind of age, yeah.
Well, I'm glad she was able to continue a career after Kamen Rider.
Yeah, 20. She was in 26 episodes of Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I think they count a later one because it has archival footage that includes her. But otherwise, she's up to episode 25. Or sorry, episode 34. But there's a few there she just didn't show up between then.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this is another one of those, like, I'd love to talk to someone on the cast, like, writing crew or something.
She hadn't even been here since 25. Like, her and Michi, that was the last one they saw her in, and then she popped back in for Gamma. Yeah, what was she even doing in that episode?
She was just there.
Okay.
She's literally not even actually part of the plot. She just shows up.
Yeah, alright. Man, rip Snack Amigo. It's all gone. Only Tachibana's left.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Snack Amigo crew. Maybe Rurikyo or Rurikyo or whatever her name is will show back up when Hongo comes back.
Ruriko, you were the worst one.
Yeah,
Get out.
Yeah, look.
No, I like Ruriko.
I mean, she's cute. She's nice.
She's okay.
Maybe she will have redeemed herself during her trip to Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe she will come back with like a fucking eye patch and be a badass.
Yeah. Don't get your hopes up.
Look. I can dream.
Oh, of course you can.
She'll come back with a bow and arrow. Just start sniping down.
Why wasn't she just that lady?
Why wasn't she just that lady? Yeah. Why wasn't she just Kaneyama?
Oh my god, Ruriko, you're back! And you have a bow.
That's right.
Yeah, Hongo's still taking care of shit.
I'm murder shocker goons now.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be something?
Anyways, wow, that was a long tangent.
I mean, it was just
about people who aren't here anymore.
Well, because they fucking disappeared,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to stop and look around the room and go like, yo, weren't there like two dudes standing back there? They're fucking gone now. What happened?
They left.
Oh, okay.
Unceremonious.
Truly.
It looks like Yoko Shimada might have gone to film a movie instead of Kamen Rider.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I got a better job.
Bye.
Sorry, weekly TV.
Because she has a credit for 1972, which
that would check out.
Yeah, check out.
Enough.
Yeah,
I mean, this is December 71, so
releases,
or it was close to that.
Yeah, released September 23rd, 1972. So yeah,
that checks out.
It's a shame we didn't get to say just goodbye to the characters.
I think that's the biggest thing for me is the fact that they're both just kind of like unceremoniously, like they get whatever their last episode is, and then it's just like, all right, bye. There's no like there's not even like a narrator sting about it, or like a line in passing in the show about like, oh, what happened to Michi? I haven't seen her so long. Oh, well, she went off to college or something. Like, it's just like, cool, you're gone now. You never
Forever.
existed in the first place.
Might as well.
Yeah, I mean,
they might as well. None of them might as well have existed in the first place, given what they actually accomplished.
Aw.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it.
very fair. Anyway, someone who definitely does deserve to exist because he's done a lot is Goro. And Goro has shown up
Yeah.
with some flyers about a weird plant monster that kills people.
Yeah, he saw his buddy Mitsuru, because
Mhm.
Goro knows everybody.
Goro really does seem to know, like, every child. It's
Goro is
kind
the
of cool.
guy.
Yeah.
If you need information on a child, hit up my man Goro.
Goro's the Japanese kid Fonzie. Just everybody wants to be
He's
him.
in there everywhere.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers in every cookie jar.
Hell yeah. You need information, you come to Goro. He'll get you what you need for a price. Anyway, Goro takes
Cool,
those
the
flyers
Kamen
to the
Rider.
Rider Club. And Hayato sees that and he's like, alright, that's probably like some sort of fucking shocker monster. Because, you know. Look at it. Of course it's a shocker monster.
Look at this thing. It's a fucking dumbass monster thing.
Yeah.
Of course Shocker made this.
Speaking of, we should talk about this monster at some point, but we'll get to that here in a bit. Hayato says that he wants to speak with the boy, but he gets... This part's kind of dumb. He gets stopped by Taki, who takes Hayato's bike because his is not working. This
You FBI cheater.
this is what we like to refer to as poor planning by Taki. Because,
I thought you were going to say plot contrivance.
oh, I mean a little bit, yeah.
Cheater.
So Hayato and Taki both head out because they're gonna go talk to this kid, and Taki just like jumps on Hayato's bike before he can, and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna borrow this real quick," and peels off without Hayato. Even though that bike can definitely and very easily fit two people on it,
It was just a dick move, but
it really was.
in a way, it just reminded me of their love. You know that
Yeah, you ever need to tease your fiance?
yeah, like you know that point in time when you get really close to someone and you go through the phases of you're kinder and kinder and kinder to them, and at a certain threshold you have to become their greatest nemesis because you love them
Mhm.
so much and you trust each other so much, and that's kind of the vibe I was getting here.
Yeah, and also now you know exactly what button to press in order to make them, you know, to really rile them up, to really get them.
When you see your friends, you hug them. When you see your best friends, you drop kick them.
Yeah, exactly.
When you see your boyfriends,
So it goes.
you steal their bike.
Yeah,
Steals bike and runs.
at least
At
right.
least
it has
ride
that.
it.
I like to. I think they're trying to establish something a little bit, and I don't know if they've done as clear cut a job of it in the past. But I think they are trying to establish some kind of like playful rivalry between the two.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Mm.
as far as chasing
Mm.
down justice goes, like Taki wants the credit. He wants the glory a little.
hmm
He's just like
They're certainly chasing down something.
yeah. And but it's very funny to see because it's so seldom used, and they really just started pushing it now. It's just kind of like, what the fuck, you dick?
Yeah.
You stealing my bike. I thought we loved each other.
I mean, it's definitely. I would say like the most so that plot point is established is in the. Yeah, it is the Alchemides episode where they break into that mansion, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that is the, you know, because there's that whole bit where, you know, Hayato shows up and he's like, well, you're off doing FBI shit without me. Not while I've got fucking eyes in the back of my head, so I followed you. You know, there's that whole scene, and I think
Yeah.
that is like truly the most where they started like really wanting to establish that playful rivalry. It's fun. It's a fun dynamic. It makes them even more gay than they normally are. I love it.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, Taki's done the dumb thing. And so now he is at the boy's house, where he is he would like to speak with the boy. The boy is not permitted to speak. He is,
the
in
boy's
fact,
been imprisoned.
yeah, he has been locked in his own room.
Poor kid.
Doesn't even open from the inside. He has been sequestered.
Yeah, truly locked out from the world because mom thinks he is off his rocker.
I feel so
But he's
bad.
got a big window.
Except his window, which is wide open.
Yeah, his wide open window where he can watch Lassie get eaten.
Yeah, poor Lassie.
Like this
Poor
is the fucking
Lassie.
Lost World or something.
I feel so bad while we were watching. I had to, correct myself. Because everyone else's immediate reaction seeing this kid get locked in his room was like, oh my god, that's horrible. And I was like, is that weird? I don't know.
It's not that weird. They're like houses with locks on the outside.
But you're alright. That should be extremely weird.
It should be.
I shouldn't have been so willing to accept
Did you have a moment of clarity, B?
A little bit. Just a little
Oh
bit.
no. B, are you okay?
It can be
I'm
both.
fine.
All right. We're here if you need to talk to us about anything that might have happened in your childhood.
I'm okay, thank you. Well, there was that one time I saw a monster murder a man, but nobody believed me.
You're crazy.
Is that
You need to go to the doctor, B.
That's what they all said. Now look at me.
I
love
am
monsters
the
more
monster.
than
Yeah, that's how I cope.
You won't murder me if I love me.
You know, weird flex,
That's
but I
not even a
appreciate it.
stipulation. But
So Mitsuru has been locked.
Lassie does die.
I'm sorry. What was that go for?
Lassie does
Oh,
die as Mitsuru has been locked in the room.
Yeah. So Taki is talking with Mitsuru's mother about the situation, and as that conversation is happening, our good friend Torikabuto has seen his opportunity to strike and go get our sweet boy Mitsuru. So he's gonna go and scoop him up something fierce. I get. There's really no other way to interpret that scene. We see Torikabuto start sneaking up. We see Mitsuru's dog, which looks exactly like Lassie. We hear Lassie start barking at something, and then they are suddenly silenced. So, rest in peace, Lassie. You were a hero. You tried to warn us about this weird
Here's a
plant
question.
mouser.
Will this count towards the death count?
You know, I was about to say it's not a human life, but at the same time, I don't know. We don't have any
Here's-
confirmation that Lassie
Did
technically
you ever
died.
count dummy?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's the real question. Is did
One?
you count dummy? But also, you do make a fair point that we don't have any confirmation that Lassie died. We're just kind of assuming because
And
we don't
Yeah.
see them for the rest of the episode.
And even if we do, I didn't count dummy, so unfortunately, I'm
Okay, so human death
human
count.
death count, but also on-screen death, because dummy
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
really
fair.
explained
Dummy didn't
at
die on
all.
screen either.
We can
He
we're
was
only,
at least confirmed to die.
we're only
Yeah.
left to assume that dummy succumbed to the wounds of the battle, but we had literally no confirmation that that was even the case. They made no implication that Dummy left the fight wounded in any way. We honestly have no clue if Dummy just went out the next day and got hit by a car.
True. That could be a miscellaneous
It was a
I
shocker.
death.
shouldn't laugh at that. I'm sorry. It's just such a normal way to go.
It
Yeah.
really is.
After you fight a scorpion.
We've laughed at some things this episode. It's
Yeah, it's fine.
Please forgive us, anyone who is listening.
It's 11 p.m. and I think all of us have had interesting sleep this past week.
That's true. You know who else is probably going to have interesting sleep is old Mitsuru because he got fucking kidnapped.
Yeah.
That'll lead to some dreams.
Oh boy.
I'm a little.
The-
Oh yeah, Mitsuru is kidnapped by Shocker. Oh yes, so Taki and Kamen Rider attempt to stop Trikabuto, but unfortunately they are not able to. So this is just a nice little scene where Taki is talking to the mom about what's going on. I appreciate this because Taki basically picks apart the mom's like rebuttal of the son's like claims, and the way she's dealing with the situation like piece by piece. I appreciate that he like kept asking like, did Mitsuru say he was lying? And she was like, no, but monsters don't exist. And he's like, no, monsters are real, and me and my
Let me
friends
just
fight
drop
them.
that one on your lap.
Yeah, hold on. Let's start with this one. Monsters do be real.
I work for the FBI, by the way. I didn't tell you this. I know. I not on screen, anyways.
I was kind of waiting for that woman to just like lock Taki in a room as well.
You get in here too with my idiot son.
Yeah, you chew.
I'll the people in the white coats will be coming for both of you.
That really would have been quite good. Yeah, I am
Bad
surprised that we never saw a scene of Taki like proving to her that he works for the FBI in any capacity whatsoever.
He like almost never does.
Yeah, he really.
Yeah, he does not whip out the badge anymore.
He walks into single moms' houses,
Yeah.
says, I need to talk to you about your kid. Monsters are real, and I'm going to go fight a Nazi. And
Yeah,
that's it.
apparently that's all he needs. But
I don't know how I would react to that.
yeah, I mean, truly, how do you react to something like that?
Yeah, it's a lot
It
to
is.
take in.
But it's not a lot to take in is Mitsuru because old.
He's small.
Yeah, he's real small. Our
Easily carried
Yeah.
for stealing purposes.
So Trikabuto takes Mitsuru. Obviously, he screams for help, which causes Taki to spring into action. He, tries to stop Trikabuto, but gets harangued by Shocker Goons. But luckily, who would show up out of a bush but Kamen Rider? We don't know how he got here, but he did. And also, hey, Taki,
Ran.
fuck you for real.
Come on, man.
I like to think you ran.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
dove straight through the hedge. He didn't know that if there was anyone on the other side of this.
Yeah. Just kind of dynamic
shit.
entry. Oh, hey, Shocker, fuck off. So, we get a fight scene. We get to see Trikabuto use his powers a couple of times. We blow up some parts of a shrub. It's a good time.
Set off a firecracker.
Yeah,
This got me thinking.
it was worth it.
Is anyone else concerned about all the pyrotechnics they light in like vegetation?
A little, but I'm
Yeah, I
assuming
mean, I
they
could-
have it completely under check and they have guys with hoses off screen
Are-
or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I would hope so.
It is. This is a production. I don't. If a fire started, they would have put it out.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from because they do a lot of like setting off like explosions of a type in like grass and stuff. But I also like I am willing to trust in their ability to do this sort of stuff safely.
Mm.
These are professionals, and they've been doing this kind of work for, I mean, maybe not quite as long at this point, but at least as we get into the here and now, for a long time. So I think, I think they are making sure to take the right kind of safety precautions and stuff. I mean, heck, I think that's part of the reason why we get, reused footage in the Egyptus episode and
Okay,
stuff like that.
that's
Is like,
fair, yeah.
if it's a situation where maybe they feel like they can't make the right kind of safety precautions that are needed, maybe they'll just reuse footage instead just to get the right effect.
Mm.
But that's just my personal take on the situation.
That's all though. I was just thinking that as I'm watching and I'm thinking that looks
No, yeah, I mean
curious.
that's very fair.
To be fair, like, a lot of what they do is out in open fields, so it's not like they have to worry about, like, a bunch of trees catching around them and
That's true.
fire spreading upwards and catching the trees next to them or anything. It's just, like, a finite patch of grass they have to hose down if worse comes to worse.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's also why you see a lot of the, scenes that they operate in being, like, either like in quarries or in like construction sites where it's like lots of mounds of dirt and stuff. I just know that that's like part of the reason why they will work in areas like that, is so that when they are setting off those pyrotechnics like that, there's a lower chance of anything actually like a flammable being nearby to combust.
Mm-hmm.
Fun facts with the First Red Pod. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mitsuru's kidnapped by Shocker, talking they are unable to. There we go. Hayato finds the leaf of the poison flower that Mitsuru had picked up, and he says that he's going to go off and analyze it. With Mitsuru having been kidnapped, Shocker starts Operation G, and Trikubuto is ordered to kill Mitsuru along with Goro and his friends. I like that scene specifically, just because I like that Trikubuto asks what Colonel Zol wants him to do with Mitsuru, as if Colonel Zol hadn't already said, "I want you to kill him."
I'm just checking.
Yeah, and then when he does ask, Colonel Zol is like, he's like, what should we do with this kid? And Colonel Zol is like, kill him, along with Goro and all of his friends. And
you know what? I fucking hate Goro.
And fucking Trikubuto's like, Goro too? Like, he's surprised to hear that. I don't know. There was just something about, like...
I'm just a little irritated today. Kill Goro while
Yeah,
you're at it.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do another one. I don't like that Goro kid. Just get him too.
He does too much. He knows too
Remember
many
when
people.
Remember when he bit one of our Shocker combatants?
Yeah,
Let's
fuck
go.
that kid. But also, I love Trikubuto's surprise at being ordered to kill Goro, as if, like, he knew about Goro and his reputation. He was like, oh, but...
The Goro?
Goro's my little buddy, I want to kill him. I love Goro. He's just, like, so shocked to hear that he has to kill Goro. I'm with you, Trikubuto. I wouldn't want to kill him either. I appreciate that everybody loves Goro.
He's great.
Be a good sitcom.
That would be a good sitcom.
Everybody loves Goro.
Anyhow, you know what would be a bad sitcom? The scene of Tachibana buying this dank ass flower that he got at the that he got for the Moto Club, because even as he is there looking at it at the Moto Club, he's like, I don't think there's something quite right with this flower that I bought.
I think this thing sucks, actually.
Yeah. I appreciate this because we get some real good hurried energy out of Goro in this scene, who is just not paying attention to whatever the fuck Tachibana is talking about, because he's got his own shit going on.
Yeah, at some point he has acquired a ticket to a monster autograph session.
You know how...
Which he is saying kaiju, so I guess the assumption is like, hey kids, you like Godzilla?
Yeah,
that's been 20 years.
It's not quite as clear in this scene, but specifically in the scenes where they are like going to the autograph session as well. You see Goro is holding like a comic book as well. So I think it is supposed to be implied that it's like, hey, do you like Godzilla? Do you like, Gigantor? You like Ultraman? You like, insert monster here from insert manga here or whatever? Well, you can go and get their autographs now.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, admittedly, like, if you wanted to get me in a room with a bunch of people so you could poison gas me to death, saying, hey, you want to go get Kamen Rider's autograph is a really good way.
Godzilla?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
You want to be Godzilla? Would I?
Hold the phone. I'm not saying this sounds like a bad offer. Don't get me wrong. Just with that pitch, I would be interested too. But when you show up to the autograph session and you're ushered inside by a fascist clown.
He didn't know the clown was a fascist. He just knew he was a
He's
clown.
just a weirdo.
He's a creepy ass clown. You show
He's
up.
not
and
that weird of a
See,
clown.
B, you were just describing a clown.
Look, B,
Listen.
that is a traditional clown ass clown. That's the
don't-
old hobo clown. He's a
I
classic.
don't know about that.
I was
It
that
is.
clown once. You
They
fucking put some respect on our name.
No. They did
You were a
intentionally
clown?
Briefly.
give him colors and props to make him look a lot more fascist aligned. I'm just saying, he does look like a fashy clown.
What part of him looks more fashy than your average hobo
Are you-
clown?
Let me get a good
said
shot.
the red and black.
Obviously, the color scheme, of course, he's red and black entirely.
Sure.
He's
That's
red and black
that's-
entirely. I'm having a hard time getting a
I
close shot. but
Yes.
something about that. I don't know. The outfit is so weird.
It's just a suit with patches on it. It's like the standard hobo clown fit.
I don't
Hobo.
trust this man at all.
I
B,
don't
this is
think
more
you
of an
trust
issue with clowns
B.
than yeah.
This is an issue with fascist clowns. I can
This-
smell the fascism coming off of this guy.
I think you got too much insider info is
So,
the
like-
problem.
Yeah, you have too much context.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like,
I would not trust this clown. If you changed up his color palette quite a bit, I might trust him. But a red, black, and white clown does not scream a good time to me. Maybe a mime, but not a clown.
I guess. What part of him is red besides the nose?
He's like one of his lapels is red. He's got red star patches on him. He's got like
Does he? I
other
only
red
remember the
patches on
blue
his head.
patches on him.
On his hat. No, he has red patches.
I'll take your word for it.
His palette is primarily black and red. He's also got
If we weren't
stitches.
watching Kamen Rider,
He's got big red
Uh-huh.
stitches on the hat.
Yeah, that's part of the
Hobo Clown.
hobo bit. You got patches put on your pants, you
It's-
stains jacket, and stand around the fire in the trash can, homeless romantic.
It's
Because
the
the rub
colors.
doctor is in the house.
It's the colors. If it wasn't red stitches on a black hat, it wouldn't look nearly so menacing. Give him like
Yeah,
a
they got
brown
reds or they
hat
won't
with
show.
red stitches. Give him like a green hat with brown stitches, or yellow stitches would be fun.
I mean, I
Uh-huh.
guess.
Divorced from the context of Kamen Rider, I don't think you would find this clown as suspicious.
I think
Yeah,
you would.
really.
The fact that we
I-
saw him in this show,
I sincerely think red and black is a weird color scheme for a clown.
I don't think it's that weird.
I don't know. It skeeves me.
Okay,
I don't
here's
like
the thing.
it.
Here's part of my issue with your issue with the fact that it's a red and black color palette is the
Okay.
fact that the reason that it is black is because he's supposed to be a suit. It's just supposed to be like it's like a traditional like with the long twin coattails like suit suit.
The fact
So it's
that
just
there
like
is,
whatever color of patch they put on top of that base.
I don't think it has to be red and black, though. I think you could get away with the black suit. Granted, I think colors would work far better. I'd love to see this guy in a blue suit. Or even a striped
Okay.
suit. But black and red is the problem. The fact that it is the combination of those two colors is a very menacing color scheme. That is not a color scheme that is friendly and inviting. That is not a color scheme that makes
Sure.
me look at a clown and say, I want to be your friend.
it
Name
is,
to
you
me
know,
a
it's
color,
the color
scheme
of
that would make you
plenty
be
of
a
color.
friend of a clown. Because yeah, Shakes makes a good point. Like there are like 8 common writers that are red and black.
Well, no,
But
no,
they're not
not
clowns.
that. I meant. I was saying in B's defense, red and black clowns are generally the spooky Halloween outfit. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
It's
I
like yes,
guess.
sure. I feel like he was
They are
not
the evil
leaning
gesture.
into the evil design.
He
It was
like
just a
not
color
even
scheme
remotely.
choice. But also, I don't know. Maybe that color scheme choice was to elicit that subconsciously. But it's also just something you might also find.
I think it was intending to elicit something while also being believably approachable to children, even if I don't personally like it. As far as the color palette for a clown I would like, it's hard to name the colors because frankly I'm just a big fan of white and rainbows for clowns. Just like,
Classic.
yeah, it's a classic. It looks great, it
Yeah.
looks friendly, it looks bright and happy and cheerful.
All right.
Clowns
I
have to
will.
work
Clowns.
so hard for approval these days. You can't be making mistakes like having your color palette be black and red.
This was the 70s. It was 71. They didn't have these problems yet.
Though, to
I
be
wonder
fair,
if that dude's just a real clown.
That's a good
maybe.
question.
To be fair, counter to all of my points, Japan doesn't have the same clown phobia as America does. That is a very uniquely American experience, apparently.
Yeah, that too.
We hate
That's what I'm wondering,
clowns
'cause,
and the
like-
world thinks we're weird for it.
Like,
Honestly, I think we're weird
I
for
didn't
it.
recognize that guy in any other aspect of, like, Shocker. He wasn't, like, supposed to be anyone we know actor-wise. I do genuinely wonder, did they just get a clown?
That'd
be
And
neat.
this was his look, and they were just like, fuck it.
I would personally...
You get to be our evil clown.
I'd like to believe that this is Chufty Red Guy,
Oh, but he's not Aunt Chefty.
our husky guy.
He is a little more chufty than,
guess he's a
than
little-
the other dude.
Yeah,
Just a
Chufty Red
little.
Guy is a bit bigger than this dude.
The red guy's not very big. He's just bigger than the other guys. Like, I would be hesitant to even call him chubby, personally.
He's got some meat.
He's got, you can see it in his face. He got
I
chubby
like
cheeks.
Huskies are good.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
You're a husky. It says
He's-
so on
he's
your
a sta-
pants.
He's a yeah. He's a step above healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so is this a less fascist clown?
Oh no!
I think so.
Now
It's-
you're giving.
but
now you
also-
have more pictures.
Yeah, we have to post this now because we're
well,
talking about
we'll
things
po-
that people
well, it
can't
is.
see.
We'll
It
post
is
all.
the same clown
I have-
from the episode.
It is the same clown.
altered
I
him.
have color swapped the red to be a green, and the yellow to be a purple, and the blue to be
I
a
think-
yellow.
It gives a slightly better impression of like being mismatched patches somehow than the original palette does.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And I think
Yeah,
that helps.
They stick out more.
I think it helps the like hobo motif a little better.
I was entirely disagreeing with you at the beginning of this, but
You feel it, right?
I guess I can see some of it. It'd be hard to say if it was divorced from the context, if I could still feel it. But I don't know.
Man, looking at this picture, I remember this clown being way fatter.
Right? That's what I was saying.
I was like, I thought that dude was like to the point where I was pretty sure, like, was he wearing just like the big clown pants that
Oh,
make
for
him look
sure.
chunky?
This is a
But I don't even think he is. He's just not. He's just a normal man.
Yeah,
the
he's
rare
just a dude.
variety of clown. The average size clown.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, they're average size clowns every now and again.
I totally believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on to the monster autograph session.
Yeah, anyways, this clown is ushering the children
You know
into
what's-
the autograph session.
Have we even gotten to that part
You
yet?
know it's
We got-
no.
I got stuck on the
Eh.
clown.
We skipped a scene.
Yeah, I'm
We're
sorry.
getting there, and then we
We've skipped
stopped
a scene.
the clown.
So yes,
Oh, you were talking about them already showing up. What do we need to go back to?
we hadn't gotten back to one. We hadn't gotten back
Oh.
to Mari and Yuri showing up, and two, that means we also hadn't gotten to the flower going off, and then Hayato and Taki showing up to save the Moto Club. So just
That does happen.
just to explain things, because this whole tangent started on Goro having a ticket to the monster autograph signing thing. So that's Goro's in a hurry. He's got a monster autograph signing he wants to get to at 4:00. Mari and Yuri, I guess, are supposed to take him, but they're late. Mari and Yuri show up. Goro peels out. And he's like, "All right, monster autograph signing is in 30 minutes. Come on, let's go." He heads out. Mari and Yuri take a moment to admire the flower that Tachibana bought. It goes off. They get poison gassed.
See, okay, so Goro very much goes alone.
Yes.
And I don't think he was waiting for them to take him. Which does make it even weirder that he was waiting for them in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like, is he watching the club?
I was wondering about that myself because
Tachibana's there.
yeah, like talking about it, it is weird because he's definitely acting as if Mari and Yuri are supposed to take him, but he goes by himself. So it is kind of weird that like
I mean,
it's not well explained why he was waiting for Mari and Yuri. Like it's weird that he had to wait for them at all.
in a small sense, I can kind of understand it in a child safety sense in regards to you don't want a kid like waiting around downtown for a long time, even if apparently you are fine with them going wherever they're going. But also, it's good to know when they're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But Tachibana.
Yeah, Tachibana was there.
I'm making the point that it's just his sister specifically as his guardian.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's fair.
That's.
It's
I mean, I can
shrug.
definitely give you that. It's just they could have. Really, all this needed was a line of Mari saying, like, "I'm supposed to take Goro somewhere," or Goro saying, like, maybe after they get hit with the gas, Goro being like, "Gee, I wonder where Mari is. She's supposed to take me to this thing," and then meeting up with the other kids and going to the autograph session.
Yeah.
That's
But-
super fair.
So, Levy,
I'm definitely trying to reason it out myself. They do leave us with a lot of gaps sometimes. That could be, as you said, very easily fixed with like a single line of dialogue.
Just like the old days.
it is what it is. You know,
It's been a while since we've had a weird logical inconsistency.
yeah. These things happens when you're doing a weekly show like this. Sometimes shit just gets left on the cutting room floor by accident. Not even because it was supposed to be cut. Sometimes you and the writer team just have a collective oops. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It happens. Anyway, Hayato has analyzed this flower. He's figured out it's part of a plant that shoots out poison gas. He calls Taki. He lets Taki know that. He tells Taki that he is lightly worried about the Mono Club. He's like, see if you can give him another call for me. Taki puts Hayato on hold, or the 1971 equivalent of putting Hayato on hold, which is put down the phone handle, but don't actually hang up the phone. He goes to Mitsuru's room, where Mitsuru has his own phone and his own line, because, I don't know, I guess he's a player or something. But, he's got his own phone.
Maybe that's the only freedom he gets. He gets locked in his room.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't go see your friends. You can talk to them though.
Anyway, Mitsuru's got his own phone, so Taki uses that to call the Moto Club. The Moto Club, Tachibana attempts to answer. He gets the phone off the hook, but he can't actually pick it up to talk because he's getting poison gassed. So Taki tells Hayato that. Hayato's like, I think something's going on. They head down to the Moto Club, and they are able to successfully save our Moto Club members by opening the windows. Why does this work for them
Fresh air.
when it didn't work for the couple at the beginning of the episode, who all of the windows of their car were open when they
Bigger
got
room.
poison flowered?
It's a
Who knows?
very high concept thing. I don't know if you
Are you
understand.
telling me you have to have a really high IQ if you want to enjoy Kamen Rider?
At least, like, you need 500 IQ to
600 and they turn you into the Kamen Rider.
yeah. It's something that only the Kamen Rider himself can
That's fair.
understand. Why Taki opened the window is a plot hole.
Of course.
Mm.
Well, to be fair, Taki was told to open the windows by Hayato.
Well,
There's two
Hayato needed to open the window for it to really work if you look at the subtext, but it's okay.
Well, he opened the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point
Just
is...
want to make Taki
Like-
feel good, like he was doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is they save the Moto Club, and they get a message from Shocker, because Shocker has hidden underneath this flower. They have hidden a communication device, because damn, if there's one thing Shocker loves, it's literally any opportunity to try and taunt Kamen Rider ever.
Yeah.
So
they could have gotten away scot-free.
they really
that
could have.
plan.
They really could have, but they had to be like, "Hey, Kamen Rider, fuck you." So they let Hayato know, because they're idiots, that they're going to kill Goro and a bunch of other kids at the monster autograph signing at 4:00, which is
You'll never get there in time.
it's in 10 minutes. Yeah, how will they get there in time?
Five,
God
even.
only knows.
You'd have to have a very fast motorcycle and cyborg legs.
Yeah, really, it'd be wild. They ask Tachibana if they know where Goro went, because the chakra message doesn't actually say that they're going to kill him at the monster autograph signing. They just say they're going to kill him. Tachibana, having regained enough consciousness, is able to let them know that Goro has gone off to the monster autograph signing. That is when we get to the shot of Goro and the gaggle of kids going to the autograph signing and meeting the clown that B is so vehemently against.
I don't like this clown.
Enemy clown.
I do not
Enemy
like this clown. He is my enemy, and I will destroy him.
But if his color scheme was a mime, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Mimes
basically,
can wear
this dude
these
needs to
colors.
change. This dude needs to change professions.
Yes. Or change his colors.
Here is my red flag issue. B's red flag issue for this monster autograph session was, this clown is sus, which he's not, but fine.
There's so much sus here, but
Yeah,
the thing that would turn me away when I got there would be the clown, frankly.
Okay, the thing that would turn me away when I got there is the fact that this takes place in a fucking apartment complex.
That's so suspicious.
It's so suspicious. Like, this is not
But
like a convention center.
It's a
It's
clown
not
at an
A
apartment.
fucking gym. It's not a public space with like a table. It's not like a fucking an amphitheater. It's not a regular theater. It's not even a fucking hotel. It's an apartment complex.
It's not a table on the side of the street. He's ushering them up. They're not even on the first floor. He's waiting on the stairs, and he calls them up to go to the second floor of the apartment complex.
Yeah, like, this is the most suspicious shit. Like, how do you see that and be like, nah, this is still definitely totally cool? Like I said, if someone wanted to kidnap me and they opened with, hey, do you want to meet Godzilla? They'd probably get me right up until the point where they rolled up to an apartment complex, wherein I would say, actually, I'm out, because this is an apartment complex and you people are fucking insane if you think I'm just gonna go in there. Like, I don't understand how this worked. No, I'm sorry, scratch that. It's because they're all kids. And that sucks.
I'm not entirely familiar with the apartment complex architecture of Japan in 1971, but this looks very shady too. Like, it's got hints of brutalism in there. It's just a big concrete building. And it just looks like if you're not going to get killed, you're at least going to have a shady meeting with some sort of, like, corporate executive in a sci-fi future.
For sure, yeah. I mean, this is just, like, the most suspicious-looking apartment complex possible. And
Yeah.
Truly, they only would have gotten away with this because they were kidnapping children.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry?
like, I was just gonna say, like, any reasonable person would have gotten up to this apartment complex and been like, nah, actually, I'm gonna bounce.
I cannot wait to launch my new game show, Could You Survive Being a Child in the 70s?
Oh, boy.
That's gonna make some headlines. There are gonna be some people who are probably not thrilled about that show.
People above their 50s will say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on top of everything, as if this apartment complex needed a single other thing to be suspicious. On top of being like a decrepit looking apartment complex, there's also obviously literally no pedestrians here whatsoever.
None percent. It doesn't even look like anyone lives here. I don't think there were even like cars in like the parking lot leading up to the apartment complex. Like, this place looks like it's fucking deserted.
there's like one car in the driveway.
It's probably
or the parking lot, which is probably the
Yeah.
fashion
the
clown.
clown's car.
And
Speaking of clown car,
Wow,
we'll get to
clown
that
car.
though.
Yeah, we were about to.
and the sign that says Monster Autograph Session is made of wrinkled paper. And like wrinkled printer paper too.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh my god. Yeah.
come on.
It's so suspicious.
You'd get a failing grade in my high school design class if you decided to turn that paper in. Just like, no.
It's not good. You can't. You
No.
don't get it. You don't get the points for that one.
We have very low standards here at Gophers High School, and you cannot pass this in, fascist clown.
May I ask, what is the bare criterion for passing this test?
In that class, it was like put a royalty-free PNG, hopefully a vector image, onto it.
That's it?
Yes, very, very much.
I love that you said hopefully a vector.
I mean, sometimes you just forget and you accidentally use a JPEG that's, not transparent because it's a JPEG. I guess you'll still pass. You won't get
You just have to incorporate
Um,
the background into your design or make the rest of the
Yeah.
background match that color.
I swear someone actually did that.
Good for... Did they pass?
I
Okay,
believe so.
I was going to say good for them, but if that's something you'd fail for too, granted, I don't know. I mean, it's not like I should really be figuring out ways to help the fascist clown pass this design course.
That's fair.
I think one of my teachers did say that she would throw scissors at that kid, but
Oh.
yeah, no. It's okay that they had the dynamic of being the entire class had the dynamic of just being silly to each other.
Okay. I
That's fair.
also thought you were like
Yeah.
2 seconds away from saying it's okay. They just had it coming.
Look, sometimes
No.
sometimes you gotta throw scissors at your students.
I get it. As someone who has more experience on the student side than, the teacher side, I absolutely understand and sometimes agree with the sentiment of, please, just go ahead. Just
Yeah.
take them out.
Please, just
She
take
was
them
a-
out.
Let me
I'll hold them down for you.
let me say explicitly, she was like the best kind of
Oh,
teacher I knew.
nice.
Even
Yeah,
still.
I know exactly what type of dynamic Gopher's talking about. I had an English teacher who once was helping administer tests, and I believe his verbatim quote was, "If I catch you cheating on this test, I will scissor kick you."
Sick.
Yeah, he was one of our
Gonna
English
Booker
teachers,
T
and he was
your
the
ass.
fucking best. Loved that dude.
He's gonna do a spinneroonie on
Hell yeah.
Here's hoping in 2022 I can go to her anime convention she holds locally.
Ooh.
Oh, this is that teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've heard stuff about this teacher. She's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's not cool is this fucking broke ass sign on this fucking apartment complex wall that says "This way to the monster autograph signing." But the kids follow it and they go into the monster autograph signing, which admittedly, at least this room doesn't look like it's actually in an apartment. Like, it looks like it's just like a, like a, yeah,
An
like an
office.
office suite that they've cleared out for an autograph signing session. So that's good at least. But our friend Fascist Clown shows up and he's brought the monsters. Yay! Everybody clap! It's your favorite monsters. There's the peeled gorilla.
really is.
Oh,
There's the
It
tiny
is our
bubbler.
faves.
So yeah, it's
you said favorite, but the antlion is there.
Antlion isn't there.
No, he's yeah.
Yeah,
Armadillo.
Armadillo.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that guy rules.
It's two of
Armadillo
our
wish she
favorites,
could.
and then two that I think we're kind of on, because it's peeled gorilla, it's Connie Bubbler, it is Centiparas, and it is
Yeah.
Armadillo.
So happy to see Peeled Gorilla again.
Yeah, I was very happy to see
He
the
was
Peeled Gorilla
first
in
out the
Cannibal.
door.
Yeah.
And it was just like I would have genuinely been very satisfied with my autograph session if that's what came to greet me.
Yeah, real shit.
Everyone's so excited, and Goro's just like, I think I know these guys.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of this whole scene. Is they come out and all the kids are all excited, and then Goro's just sitting there like, these guys look familiar.
Goro, how do you
immediately
yeah,
get
and they
their shit
immediately
rocked.
start beating up kids.
It's horrific.
Fucking Peeled Gorilla is stomping out some kid on the floor. Connie Bubbler's got a kid in a fucking neck grip with the crab claw. Like, they are absolutely just brutalizing these kids, and it's great.
It reminds me...
Leave them all in a pile.
Literally. They literally did.
Yeah, they beat up these kids, and they leave them in a pile on the floor. And then fucking... Oh, go ahead, B.
Oh.
It really kind of... This shock really reminds me of early on in the series when we saw, little girl with anime sickness, and she actually got beat up, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is so much work." We are talking about a room of literally like 10 children.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is getting beaten to the ground into a literal pile.
Yeah.
And Fashy Clown, literally, as it cuts back to them, is just yelling like, cry, scream, suffer.
I thought that was Peeled Gorilla, honestly. Because it was in time to his stomps.
But either way.
No, I
either
think
way,
it
it's just...
It would be really fucked up if it was the clown. God.
He's the one that talks.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, Peeled Gorilla can't speak, huh?
Yeah, because Peeled Gorilla is abducted. It's just some abducted person turned into that monster.
Yeah, it's just like whenever they reuse shocker monsters, I feel like the implication is like that they're like husks that they just sort of can move.
Yeah,
I
that's
say
fair.
that, but in that Centipede episode where they got Saracenian back,
he was teaching
fully
the class.
educating people. So I don't fucking know anymore. They implied it in episode 10.
Yeah.
Oh, also insert the jokes about the clown car here. The one car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
The clown drove all of these monsters sitting in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. I can picture it.
Love it.
It's really good.
They're all just hunched.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Fucking one of them asked if
Opening
they can
those
stop
reds.
for food. No. Should have eaten when we were at the gas station. I wasn't hungry back then.
Connie Bubbler pipes up. Are we there yet?
Shut up. I'll tell you when we're there.
How about now?
Peeled
Punch
Gorilla's
buggy.
gotta make potty.
Oh, God.
That's a deadly punch.
Shocker.
You better
road
not
trip.
see a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't get endeared to these horrible fascist monsters, but I really would love just an OVA of that car ride.
It would be great.
We get the imaginative version, and then what really happened, where they're just sitting in silence, kind of going.
Yeah, just like
sounds so
every now and
sad.
again, just
Oh, they're just tired.
They're monsters, so they would make their own unique sound.
yeah. There you go. That's
Wait.
Can you remember what they sounded like?
yeah. I remember. Wait.
I listened
Wait.
when I was
Well,
making the
yeah,
laugh
okay,
compilation of Antlion.
Excellent work on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just listened to that laugh way too much, and it just devolves the more you listen to it.
It's yeah,
It's
like,
like-
the longer you go into the episode, the less she tries.
Everybody should go watch that. Gopher did an amazing job,
It's
and
so
it's just
good.
it's a delight, and that whole thing is going to live rent free in my brain forever.
Yeah, really. I mean, like, as soon as Gopher put it up, I watched it like 4 or 5 times that day because I would just like see it because I sent it to some people, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna dip into this once again.
I've been
Time.
there when sending things to people.
Yeah.
Right click loop.
Just my favorite laugh of that is still the what even is that?
Yeah. Oh God, Alcibiades. What wonderful laughs you had.
Kind of reminds me of when I get embarrassed.
Just keyboard smash vocalized.
Speaking of things getting smashed, these
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
are
these
just
kids have
destroyed.
gotten smashed, and now that they are in a pile, we're going to put in our last child sacrifice. Chikabuto comes in with Mitsuru, who is all tied up, and he just, like, kind of tosses him in the room and is like, alright, go fucking die with your friends, you little shit. And he leaves to get to a safe distance as they begin to airdrop in a poison flower.
They really do.
From the ceiling on a little line, just
It's so good.
dangling.
So we've only got a couple of seconds left. What's gonna happen? Is all fucking Chikabuto gonna be able to successfully activate the gas before Kamen Rider gets there? Fucking spoiler alert. No, obviously not. Come on.
They're not gonna kill 15 children.
Yeah, look. The show's called Kamen Rider, not Shocker Wins sometimes. Let's be realistic here. You and I both know he was gonna make it in time. Here's the thing: is we didn't know how he was gonna make it in time, and the way he does, pretty fucking choice.
Just flies in on his little action figure.
I love it.
It's so good. Yeah, we get great another set of great action figure action shots as Toy Kamen Rider on his toy Cyclone just kind of flies in from out of frame and lands on the hill, like right in front of Chikabuto. Chikabuto's got the big blue remote that they have been using throughout the episode to activate the poison gas in his hands. So Kamen Rider kicks it out of his hands where it is caught by Taki, who then goes up into the apartment complex to go save the kids. I assume he just knows to do that because he saw the signs, because there's not any kind of a line to explain about that, but it's fine.
They do
We
have
gotta
like
help 'em.
guiding signs when we see the kids
Yeah,
going
right.
to the room. There's just like, oh, the monster autograph session is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I assume he just saw those. And I was like, alright, here I go.
Yeah, it made it very easy to find the kids. Yeah.
So he finds the kids, he rescues them. I do appreciate this scene. The monsters then come in to try and stop Taki. So because he has the remote and he sees the plant, he just activates the gas and poisons like 4 shocker monsters to death.
It's
a good-
delightful.
Yeah,
Well done.
good job, Taki. Way to really bump up those
Trap set.
miscellaneous skills.
Proud of you.
Goodbye, peeled gorilla.
Doing God's works.
Yeah,
Goodbye, rest in peace.
yeah.
We only had him back for such a short time.
Yeah.
You have no eyes.
Truly gone too soon.
You cannot see. And you definitely cannot see what you mean to us.
Rest in peace, Peeled Gorilla. Lost but never forgotten.
If he wasn't such a fascist, I'd make a Peel Gorilla plush.
I mean, to be fair, there got to be toys of the bad guys too. You can make a Peeled
I mean,
Gorilla
there
plush.
is. They don't necessarily want to display them.
I guess that's
You
fair.
can make it like a stress ball.
Something for you to...
I don't know. I have to play devil's advocate for like the creation of toys and figures and stuff of the bad guy, because I definitely just have a Lord Frieza Form 2 figurine sitting right on top of my computer, right next to me. It's popping, Lord Frieza. You murdered a bunch of people.
So many people.
Like shit,
A
like
lot.
holy shit, so many people. Good job, bro.
Planets with the people.
Fucking proud of you, homie.
Are you?
No, of course not. But also, damn, this figure is really cool.
Frieza's pretty
It's a
iconic.
Star Wars problem all over again.
Yeah. It's like I can't like Darth
Yeah,
Vader
well-
because he's a Nazi allegory, but he's also the coolest fucking character, so like, what the shit?
Oh, yeah. It's like, wow, this sure is an entire enemy force that literally blew up a planet
I think you can like characters that are bad without condoning what they do.
Absolutely.
You can like the fascist character. That doesn't mean you condone fascism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's if anything, I would say just to kind of go into that a little bit. That's part of why I like Frieza so much. Like, Frieza was like, at least in my personal opinion, like one of the like baddest bad guys that they ever fought, and like definitely one of the ones they had the most trouble with. Just like overall, as like through a whole arc, I don't know. I just think Frieza was like a cool villain, and also I think specifically Form 2 Frieza does not get as much respect as it deserves because it fucking rules as like a form. He looks dope.
Big Frieza, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's big horned Frieza.
Yeah, it's just where he get big.
Yeah. Before he
And then
grows
he
the
turns
giant
into a
tumor.
xenomorph.
Yeah.
His nasty long head.
God.
And everyone was like, "This sucks. Let's have a fourth form, please."
Yeah, please do another one.
Toriyama's like, "I'm sick of drawing this."
Wait. What?
Have you
Never mind.
Have you seen third form Frieza
Look it
before,
up.
Gopher? Yeah,
No.
if you haven't, look it up. It's
The character Frieza from Dragon Ball has technically he has more forms than this, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
4 forms, whatever. Just yeah.
Why is he
has
looking
4
like a
forms.
xenomorph?
right.
Because he feels like it.
Because he felt like.
Yeah. That's what power looks like, don't you know?
Yeah.
That looks so
I love the
stupid.
DBZ abridged of that because he changes and everyone's like, "This sucks." And he's like, "Yeah," and they cut out all the footage.
Amazing.
He just immediately goes to 4th.
As well they should. He really doesn't like. Does he even spend a full episode in third form? I don't remember.
He must. The fight is like dozens of episodes.
Yeah, I just don't remember him spend. I feel like
Not in Kai.
I feel like Form 2 and Form 4 are the ones that he spends like the most time in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Form 3, he's at least in the Kai re-edit, he, I think, maybe got 1 episode. Maybe half.
Sounds about right.
And then they were like, "We gotta move it along."
Look, nobody wants
Speaking
to
of-
see the tumor.
Speaking of needing to move it along,
I mean, there's truly not much else to this episode.
He's got
Hayato
Donkey
fights
Kong.
Shocker and fucking kills Trikabuto while Taki saves the kids.
but
Yeah,
there's...
we got some fun things
Yes.
that happen in this fight, like all the weird metal bars on the roof.
Oh, true. Yeah. So we do have Kamen Rider go up to the rooftop of the apartment complex for this fight, and because it is a Japanese apartment complex on the rooftop, they've got like a bunch of like stations set up for you to hang stuff to dry, you know, like sheets and blankets and clothes and that sort of thing. And we get a lot of fun acrobatics of like Kamen Rider dodging and weaving in and out of those little setups. Basically the way they're like made is they're like kind of big squared off arches with like 2 bars coming in from the corners making a cross that, you know, obviously go like from the floor up into a corner. And you know, just lots of real fun acrobatics you know, going in and out of those. I will say also another thing of note is the way we actually kill our bad guy this time, because we rider kick him, but then we decide that rider kick isn't enough. So finally, for the first time in a very long time, we get another rider punch.
Yeah.
So Kamen Rider
Just
kicks him.
a
He
hook.
backs into one of those drying stations, and Kamen Rider just kind of like rolls up, grabs him by the collar, and Rider punches him right off the top of the goddamn building. And we get to.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yeah, very, very much so. Kermit the Frog falls off a building. We get to watch a mannequin of Trick Kabuto just fly from the top of this apartment complex onto the floor, or like onto the parking lot on the ground below. And then we get to watch Kamen Rider as he jumps off of the roof and onto his motorcycle and rides away from all of these kids.
And snubs all of these children from their autograph session that they could have had.
They could
with
have had an
Kamen
autograph
Rider.
of Kamen Rider, but he was like, "Nah, I gotta dip.
No autographs
Gotta go get
for
me
you.
another fucking Denny's lumberjack slam."
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, I remember when Michael Basketball Jordan said that.
Oh, that's Mass Michael.
Oh.
Finally.
There he is. And that's
Good night,
episode
everybody.
37. Yeah, truly that's probably our podcast. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to say as we wrap it up.
I'm tempted to adopt Mitsuru because his mom.
Yeah, kind of sus.
She shows up at the very, very end again.
Mhm.
I guess she just followed them all very slowly on foot and is like, oh, Mitsuru, and he's like, Mama, and they have a cute, heartfelt reunion, but I'm like, ma'am, why?
Ma'am?
Do you not see the repercussions of not believing your child when they tell you something urgent is going on? Like, please, don't just...
Well, you know.
Yeah, hopefully
You
she'll
know?
do better
Hopefully
in the
she
future.
learned a lesson. Yeah.
You're right. It's a kid show, and I have to give them the benefit of the doubt and just suspend my disbelief that everybody learned their proper lesson and whatnot. But we can't just be having parents like completely deny their children when they say, "Hey, I saw a murder. This is a big deal," and then
Yeah.
they get kidnapped
Message to
because
all
they were a
parents.
witness to the murder.
It's
As you do.
it's like the end of the Over the Garden Wall. It's just like, and that's the ending, and everyone was completely satisfied about everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Open the Garden Wall wasn't nearly as sad.
No, but
Weirdly.
but just that
Yeah, you
that
would think.
line condensed is a great way to describe this episode.
Yeah.
That's fair. All the kids were very happy to not get any autographs in the end.
I mean,
They got to see Kamen Rider, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
so they're
fair.
like, hey, bye.
it would have been enough for me probably as a little kid.
Same.
I will say, very
Oh,
Oh.
Christmas is coming early.
Oh.
Hmm?
I was gonna say I'm very excited about our next two episodes because the next two episodes we're gonna be covering next episode are episodes 38 and 39. Episode 38 is the Lightning Monster A-King's Operation Worldwide Blackout. And then
Ooh.
episode number 39
yeah.
airing on December 25th, 1971.
Merry
It's the
Christmas.
Monster Wolfman's big murder party. Fuck yeah.
And and do
Merry Christmas indeed.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, God and Jesus.
We've got exciting sets of episodes coming up, so we hope that you check out next episode and the episode after that, because I think they're going to be good ones. Until then, though, thank you very much for listening to us, and remember, as always, if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Buddha, you can always believe in Kamen Rider.